You ready?
Clear, clear, clear.
It's time for a live stream.
You are privileged AF.
It's important to remember that.
It's okay to cry.
And it's also common to experience
deep belly laughs.
Hi, I'm Keya.
Why does this sound cold every second?
If you like jokes about scams, spirituality, and toxic positivity,
It's so quantum.
This is actually legit.
it's time to tune into.
The mango frequency.
Wait, what?
So let's dive right in.
Got my celery juice right here.
I am not emotionally stable.
Woo, 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 woo. Welcome to the subway. Hi. Okay, so I'm going all natural. In case you didn't know, I'm going all natural, and that includes the lighting. Okay, we're doing sunlight only. Sunlight, and the sun literally just went behind a little cloudy. So hold on, let me raise the sun naturally. Oh my gosh, there you go. But for real, I'm in a different room of the house, but I have my here. I'll show you. I'll give you a peek behind the curtain. A peek behind. Hold on. A peek behind the really high quality production that happens on this channel. Hold on. Just so you can understand. Wait, where is it? I don't know. Maybe I can't. I was going to turn off the camera effects. No. No. What the heck? Okay, whatever. Anyways, this is a green screen, but it's a different green screen than I typically do. So you're in for a treat, everybody. This is a actually like a sheet. Watch. There you go. It's a sheet that you can maneuver. So as the sun comes in and out, you'll see a little difference. And that's how we like to do it around here because we're detoxifying ourselves. No, the real truth is that I just haven't set it. I haven't plugged in the lights yet. So, that's how it goes. That is how it goes. And we're going to roll with it. And it kind of suits the dreariness of this Chambers Street subway system in which I am streaming from right now. It's not rush hour, so that's why it's so quiet here. Thank you so much for joining. I figured I'm trying to find... I don't have a consistent time. If you've been watching for any amount of time, you realize it's all over the place. It's sometimes on Monday, sometimes on Saturday, sometimes on Friday. Sometimes I nap, sometimes I'm on time. I'm just not following the gurus that taught me to be consistent and to show up for myself and show up for you at a certain time every day. So I had the day today because I didn't have to go to a physical shoot. Usually on Fridays, I've been doing video shoots in the morning, in which I am not the star. I am just a vessel that holds the camera. But today we don't have one. So I figured, hey, let's try Friday. Because I know people join in from all over the world. And if maybe this time is better for you. And if I have the opportunity, let's just jumpstart this weekend early, right? Am I right? Am I right, Heidi Powell?
And I was miserable staring out at my pool.
True. True. What else? What else, Heidi Powell?
Your crack.
Amen, sister. Amen. What else do I have? I have another one. Today's live stream is not sponsored by
Toyota Grand Highlander.
I actually went to CarMax the other day to look at cars because, like I've mentioned before, I'm sort of in the market for a used car. And there was a Toyota Grand Highlander there. Well, I don't know if it was Grand. It was a Toyota Highlander, and it was used. And it was not the same as that one that we saw in the Rachel Hollis podcast. So many people messaged me and said it was a Range Rover, a Land Rover, it was a Toyota Highlander, or it was something else like a Porsche or something. So I got a wide variety of answers as to what car she had displayed. Anyways, that's in the past. We don't focus on the past. We are all about future casting to the future and being present. And that's what we're about to do right now, is be present. So today we're going to talk about Craig Siegel. He has popped up a few times on this on this channel. The first time being because he interviewed Heidi Powell. And by interview, I mean facilitated a Zoom call in which Heidi talked basically at herself, and he complimented her looks and complimented her for being looking young despite her age, and basically his claim to fame or his style is to have people on a podcast, but then like look around at every other thing possible during their answers, not listen and not contribute. He'll hear like one word that they say and then ask a question based on that one word, but that is not relevant or actually a good question given the context of what they said. That's his style. He also has the thickest New York accent I think I've ever heard. And this meme popped up and so many people also sent me this meme and it was funny every single time. So don't ever feel like you shouldn't send me a meme, even if I've posted it before, and I'll show you the meme now. This is Craig in a nutshell. Dudes will be like, how could you tell I'm from New York and this is them? Even with the microphone, it's so accurate. A piece of pizza, if you're just listening for some reason and you're not able to look at the screen right now, it is a piece of New York style pizza wearing a white wife beater tank top, and it's holding a little microphone. And which is actually more professional than Craig's setup, which is just using a laptop propped up in his apartment with no microphone. I'm almost positive. So, oh man, there you go. That's who we're going to be talking about today. We're going to go through some of his life story, some of his interviews, and then I'm also going to paint a picture of like, this guy claims to be super, super successful, but in reality, if you look at the stuff that he's doing, it's like the lowest viewed content I think that possibly exists on the internet for someone of his like success stature. Like, okay, for example, this one. This is now that, to be fair, this is an interview that someone did of him, so on their own channel. But literally, the name Craig Siegel has garnered 0% interest in this this person's content. This is called "Being Able to Sit Down with Craig Siegel, Talk How to Dream with Your Eyes Open." So there may be a language barrier there, but yeah, no views. 6 months ago, this was posted, no views. Dylan Smith, what's going on, man? What's going on? And we'll watch this one. I mean, okay, we'll just watch it and we'll see how it goes. I'm curious to know what a no viewed video has to say. But also we'll go through his website, we'll go through his reel, we'll look at like what he's offering, what he's claiming, and then have some big, deep belly laughs along the way. Okay? Craig, what do you have to say about that?
This is gold, straight up.
Well, if he's on board, then we're on board. And this is something you should remember because we're going to hear it quite a lot today. All right, you ready?
There's literally no place in the world than I would rather be than right here with you.
Okay, this is the line that we got, ya dig? And that line you're going to hear 47 times. So be prepared. But first, as a little treat, I wanted to do or just talk about something real quick. And it involves a video that I have done before in a series that I have abandoned completely. I intend to go back to this series at some point. I promise. But it's just been like, the editing process has, is harder than the streaming process. So that's what the holdup has been. However, I think it's a great idea that I've come up with. So here's my channel. Okay, this video right here, it's called "This Life Coach Will Get You Pregnant?" ? And it was part of a series where it was supposed to be offer audit. And I would look at people's offers, like these coaches and these spiritual gurus and MLM business boss babes. And they have all these packages, right? They have all these events. They have all these coaching packages. They have, I don't know what else, like online, workshops and webinars and whatever. And looking at specific packages and looking at what they offer, what their expertise is, what their claim to fame is, and then sort of breaking it down and going, okay, is this worth it? What are they promising? Whatever. So this is a woman named Monica Yates, and she's interesting. She's got, a podcast. She does like relationship stuff. She does a little bit of health stuff, and then she does a lot of bit of like trauma stuff. That's her new, thing is like, I'm going to heal your trauma because I'm just naturally gifted, and also infertility and like period pain and like, I don't know. She thinks the world of herself. Okay. But since I did this video, which you should all watch after this video is done, I get her emails because I signed up for her newsletter because when I was doing the video, I wanted to get all the information I could. So I got this email 2 days ago, all right? And it says, the easiest way to manifest your ticket money. It's like, okay, interesting. So basically, Monica has an in-person event, ironically, in New York. So I felt it was, sort of on theme today. We're going to New York. Let's talk about this event going on in New York. And this to me summarizes exactly how toxic this entire industry can be. Okay, so we're going to break it down. It'll be quick and then we'll go into Craig. But here we go. So basically she has this online event and actually, let me turn the lights on. Give me 1 second. Everyone pause. Hold on.
Big facts.
And don't look at my pajamas. The sun is just not cooperating today. And I asked my spirit guides, I said, you have to be sunny for me because my viewers need to see me cut out. And they said, sure. And here we are in the dark. Okay. So she has an in-person event. It's an immersion. Okay. There's two. There's one in Paris, and one in New York City. And it's starts May 24th. It's 3 days in New York, and the other one is in Paris in June. Okay, so it's a 3-day event where you will not just be journaling and filling out a workbook. This event is about deep recoding of your body, trauma release, embodiment, pleasure activation, and healing your stuff in ways you couldn't even imagine. Okay, so it's the early bird pricing is in 27 days. So this is a marketing campaign in which she is now trying to sell tickets. So here you go. Here's the emails that are coming out. So the price is, just so you know, let's just get to it. The price of this for early bird, okay, so you're saving money by booking early, $4,897, so $4,900. That does not include flights if you're not from New York or Paris. Actually, that was Paris. Sorry, it's $4,497. So it's actually cheaper to be in New York City. That's so stupid. It's $4,497 in New York and $4,897 if you go to Paris. Okay, what does it include? A 3 full-day in-person immersion from 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Lunch and snacks, gluten-free, of course, refreshments and cacao, branded journals, branded tote bag, and other goodies to create the hashtag vibe. The main thing is obviously that your whole life will be changed. Okay, this person is like not a trauma therapist. This person is like, she's done some, I don't know, some like online life coach, certification thing, but I don't even consider that relevant at all. That's the thing. So you got to divide. So 3 days, right? So, and that's 8 hours. So let's do the math. Okay. And this is again, early bird special. So once it goes up, it'll be $4,997. And it's spiritual if it ends in a 7. So let's do the early bird. 4,497 divided by 3. So it's $1,500 a day. Okay. Now divide 1,500 by 8 hours. It's $187 an hour. So at every hour of this immersion, are you getting $187 worth? Are you getting I don't know, what's $187? Are you getting a nice meal? A nice night out on the town in probably any, regular city in America? Are you getting like that every hour for 3 days in a row? Because that's the level in which you should be, expecting based on these prices. Okay, so let's go. So now obviously that's a high price. I ain't paying that. I'm looking at a trip actually to go to Chile with my friend. That's like, the trip is like $6,000. And I'm like, I don't know. That's a lot of money. I'm like considering it because I'm like, well, it could be fun, YOLO, throwing out my inhibitions to go. But that's 10 days. And that's including flights. And that's including all my meals and like these, epic adventures on like a kayaking and white-water rafting and, staying in nice hotels. That's also $6,000. So anyways, so she's telling you how to manifest okay, the money to afford to go to this dumb immersion event. This amazing, life-changing, altering event. And I want to show you just how like toxic this could get, I feel like, pretty quickly. So she's just popping in to give us some juice about mindset. Okay, she's saying you got to write your goals down. Okay, amazing. All right, here's a little gif of her, indoctrinating people into her thought process. Okay, so it says, so instead of telling yourself that you quote, can't come to the event when you want to, start focusing on knowing that you will be at the event no matter what. If you want to be, of course, and no one is forcing you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And that you are open to taking any action to make this a reality. Okay. Any action. So there's no limits into what you will do to afford $5,000 to go to this event. At the end of the day, you'll find a way if you want something badly enough, like inner freedom, confidence, and to be free of self-doubt and emotional pain. Here are some ways to manifest coming to the event to help your creative mind get cracking. We love that word, cracking.
Your crack.
Think of everyone in your life that you could ask for support from. Ask all your friends and family for $5,000. Hi, I know we haven't spoken in 10 years and we went to middle school together, but I'm really trying to get scammed and I was hoping that you would help me. Okay, now that list may change depending on whether it's help with the kids or a loan that you will pay them back with. Once you have the list, craft an email or text that you could send them that would be appropriate depending on the level of support you're asking. So for example, you're asking for financial help. You might include that you know this is a serious ask and you wouldn't be asking if you didn't know how much this event would help you. God. You'd share with them how it will help you and you'll include the plan for you to pay them back, maybe even plus interest for brownie points. You're even going to go as far as to write up a contract and sign it so they feel fully comfortable if they decide to loan you the money. I feel like that's like added as like a bonus, like, oh, you'll even write up a contract for brownie points. Like if you're asking someone for $5,000, I think there should be some like paper trail. I'm just saying. Also, this natural sunlight thing, stupid. I'm never doing it again. Okay, so number 1, ask all your friends and family for money. All right, got it. Here's another one that I find particularly toxic and insane. Here you go. Look up the offers that your credit card or other credit cards have at the moment. Often there are 12-month interest-free periods that allow you to pay it back over 12 months if my 8-month payment plan isn't long enough for you. So she has a payment plan herself that you have to pay more for. Plus, you get credit card points, which could totally cover your flight. So you're literally saving money. Okay, yeah, I'm spending $5,000 on nonsense. I'm definitely saving money. Okay, now this one is every morning and night you visualize being at the event, experiencing the event, and feeling liberated, free, turned on, and juicy as frick at the end of those 3 days. You intuitively channel 3 ways to take action toward making this your reality that day, and then do these things. Okay, so this is just literally like, force yourself to think about it all day. That's, at least the first 2 are like actual actions. I mean, they're toxic and horrible, but at least they're actions. Okay, now this one is the craziest one, and I'm going to show you why, because the video promoting this event is so funny and so crazy that this idea, you'll be like, what the actual, what boss in the world would I send this video to? Like, this is what I want to go to. Can I have time off? And can you actually sponsor me to go? And then you send them this video. Okay, but let me just set it up. You tell your boss about this event and ask if there are any budgets the company has for the personal development of the team. If so, you would love to set up a meeting to share why this would be a smart investment for them and how it'll improve your work. Okay, hint, confidence, productivity, output, creativity. All right, so imagine your boss or a hypothetical boss. And then imagine sending them this video, which also has 64 views. So hot piping tea. Okay, you ready? I'm probably gonna be like demonetized for this because it's got a song in it, but it's worth it, okay? It is really worth it. Here we go.
By being here, you are giving yourself permission to die and to be reborn, to heal those wounds that you don't even know that you're carrying.
Okay, I'm gonna mute it for a second. So you can die and be reborn. Okay, then you eat a strawberry sexually and scream and cry on the floor for 3 days. And you do a little jumping, and then we do the sex striptease work. Boss, this will help me very much in my working at Taco Bell as a cashier. I need this time. Okay, embody your power and radiance. And you also need to die and be reborn. That seems to be the new thing that all these coaches are promising. You're gonna die and you're gonna be reborn. You're gonna be energetically recoded. Okay, wait, hold on. We gotta go back, just a quick sec. Actually, I'll play it. We'll break it down. It's only a minute long. I'll go back and break it down. So again, we got the floor work. We got the sexy dancing, sexy strawberry eating, and jumping around, and apparently like trauma releasing. Okay, what do you guys think? Monica's back. You're gonna die and be reborn. Okay, so we got people in chairs, yoga mats on the floor. All right, fine. This is gonna revolutionize. So you have people throwing pillows on throwing pillows on couches to release anger, I guess. This is a world-renowned event. What does world-renowned mean in this context? I don't know. I don't know if anyone knows. World-renowned. Who in the world has ever done this event? 64 people have watched this video. World-renowned. Okay. Hitting pillows. That's part of it. Okay. Now here's the best part. Tell your boss you want to sit in a chair, striptease style, and sexually caress a strawberry in your mouth. Now, again, I have nothing wrong with this. If you want to spend your time doing this, great. But are you going to tell your boss this is going to help you with productivity? Absolutely not. Unless you work at like Tootsie's Lounge or something. Like, come on, be real. Be freaking for real. I'm going to take the strawberry and I'm going to go like this to my neck. Okay. Love it. Okay, so then we got dancing, and she's showing up because she's the cult leader. I mean, she's the leader of this. Totally. Okay, then you're going to scream on the floor like a baby. Okay, good. That's good. Helpful. And scream, and then dance, and then sexually eat a strawberry, and then scream like you're on The Exorcism. You're in the Exorcist movie. And then more pillow thumping, more strawberry eating. Okay, listening. Oh, taking notes. She said that we weren't going to be doing that, but okay, here, we're going to take a couple notes. Crying, hysterically crying. Okay, hugging, being hugged. Okay, jumping around, more sexy work. Got it. Now now there's a man, of course. There's always a man involved in these women-only spaces. Okay, this, I want to screenshot, or like, I don't know who this guy is. She doesn't talk. Maybe it's her boyfriend. She does use her boyfriend in a lot of the content. I can't tell if that's him or if this is like an expert of some kind. But I want to just pause on one particular frame here for a second. Okay, here we go. They're crying. The man's there, I guess, during this. I'm supposing he's going to help us to feel better about ourselves. Okay, we're going to dance a little. We're going to itch our eye a little. All right, we're getting there. Okay. And imagine, too, doing all this embarrassing stuff, and then there's a camera crew. Like, someone like me would be there in a former life when I did this type of stuff, when I would just, like, record everything to put together this video for the event for next year. Yeah, so none of this is, like, really private. You're being recorded the entire time to get this B-roll. Okay. So they have the little stage. Okay, group shot. All right, it's coming up. Right here. What in the goddamn world is this? Hey, boss. I just wanted to send a quick little message to say the woman I am weirdly obsessed with online, this is her, and this is her event, and she's going to show us how to gain clients. What is this? What is this? This is Monica. And she is on the floor with her ass up, and this guy's the widest man spreading ever, with his feet literally pointed outwards. He could not be any more spread. on stage. What is this doing to heal my trauma? This is promising to literally recode my body, my DNA, and heal my trauma by watching this from a chair occur. Man, yeah, like this is like it reminds me of like a like that the dance, like the when you like it in Russia when you like like that's what his feet look like, or he looks like a Swedish clog in real life. To me, this is like so disturbing. It's like, what was the scene and why was it included in this? It's only for a second, but like, okay, that's what we can expect at this. Just like sexual stuff and crying. I don't know. So that's what you need to tell your boss. That's what you need to ask your friends and family for, to give you $5,000 to participate in this. And you can talk to her and book a consult to find out if this is for you. And I guarantee you she's going to say yes. And where was it? It says like, what will you achieve? Okay, what you will achieve is throat and womb clearing. Okay. Trauma release and somatic recoding, embodiment and manifestation, and sexual energy and expansion. I believe that one. I believe that there's sexual energy for sure, based on that video. Yeah, it's going to regulate your nervous system. I specialize in healing like a human and getting rid of the root so that you're not reliant on tools all the time. I welcome the chaos, mess, and ugliness so that you can see your bliss, peace, and femininity. Yeah, so here's one more. We'll go to one more about the immersion, okay? Here she's going to tell us in her own words. We don't have to watch the whole thing. Well, maybe we will. But here you go. This is what it's about. She's going to tell us. I love her blowout. Looks good. Love it. Okay, here.
It's truly so exciting to be telling you that another event is happening. I've been doing these events since 2019 and they never disappoint. Whether this will be your first time.
I think that's your angels telling you to shh, shh. Your hair is in your microphone, Monica. That's your angel's sign that you should cancel.
I'm working with me, or your fifth time, you are invited to these 3 days with my full.
If you're working with this person for the fifth time, I guess it's not working. I guess you should try someone else. Follow someone else.
Open heart. So my Monica modalities that I've created over the years of doing this work have taken clients from, constantly being triggered, having rage blackouts, being reactive about the tiniest things, and taking them to a place where they don't have to calm themselves down with like their tools. They can now be in the exact same situation that used to once trigger them and not even realize that they weren't triggered until after the matter.
Huh? If you're having rage blackouts, seek a little bit more serious help, I think. If you are raging to the point where you are not even remembering where you are, you may need medication. Let me just say, you might need. Maybe go see someone about that.
Like these testimonials that you see below, the videos from the women speaking about their experience, whether it was in my most recent immersion or the previous ones, they are vital for you to listen to or read to really be able to hear from other women. Mm-hmm. What makes these 3 days so magical and how these 3 days helped them. What did it do for them, right? Don't just take it from me. Hear it from them because they're just like you. Ugh. Everyone always says my event is very hard to describe, and it really is, unfortunately. Because how often is it that in 3 days you will have released pain that you didn't even know you had, expressed yourself in a way that you once would only be able to imagine, and felt your femininity and sensuality with power.
Yeah, this person has no credentials beyond, I am a coach. I've decided, I've created this program from my own mind and she's also one to be like, I'm intuitively gifted. I've been guided to do all this stuff. So she's saying God has ordained her to be able to do this strawberry eating in a, New York loft.
Pulsing through your blood. It's really rare. That's for sure. So to give you a little bit of an insight into what you can expect with the itinerary over the 3 days, the event starts with healing work so that you can actually let go of all the past shit that's unconscious and subconsciously programmed you to essentially feel unsafe being fully seen, fully heard, expressed, feminine, sensual, etc. The list goes on. Then in the second half of the second day, we move into more embodiment so that you can step into that version of yourself that you know is in there. And we activate your sensuality through safety. So it all, it can feel scary right now when you're thinking about joining and watching this video. But when you're there with me, it just feels so natural because of the way that I take you through this process. It's all perfectly curated to allow it to be a really easy journey for you to open. We open your heart. We allow you to actually want to be expressed and seen. And it's really remarkable how quickly you'll feel the shift by being immersed
And we put you on camera the entire time.
in these 3 days with me.
So safe.
And what I love about this event, as I've continued to elevate it over the years, is that it encompasses such an array of topics in one environment, in one go. I facilitate.
You can get scammed at all 3 levels at once. Thank you, Rebecca J. Kelly. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. It's too much. It's too much. Thank you. Rebecca J. Kelly says, here's some seed money for you to put towards your immersion and trauma healing. Yeah. Do you have $5,000 actually? I'll send you up a contract. It's really important that I learn these skills so I can continue to show up and thrive for you guys.
No.
Someone send me $5,000. Please, I must save myself and learn to be sexy for my man.
They're going to be dropping some really powerful, amazing, life-changing shiz.
And also,
A quote from my Insta.
this is the quote from my Insta. Thank you, Rebecca J. Kelly. Thank you. You're too kind. And Mandy Warzin, thank you so much. Mandy Warzin says, let's sponsor Kendra to go straight up gold. Who is Kendra? Is that me? People call me Kenya. People call me Kendra. People call me Keya. And they're all true. They're all my names. I am nameless, okay? My real name is Kayla, but that's okay. Kendra also is funny and great. And I'm fine with it. It's fine. All I have to say is,
I speak Spanish pretty well. Pinchos.
in Spanish, people call me Kylie. Is your name Kylie? Yeah, sure. It can be.
Deep belly laughs.
Thank you, Mandy. I appreciate that. Okay. This is kind of boring, but we'll let it ride and then we'll go to Craig. How about that? All right, let's see it.
Take all the women at the beginning into safety and support so that you truly will feel like you have a sisterhood, not just for the 3 days, but for your life. You will make best friends. I'm telling you, right? The safety that is cultivated at the beginning allows us to dive deeply into topics that are seen as taboo, shameful, often not talked about, so that we can really claim the life that we want and also realize that we can deserve it, right? I want you to realize that you deserve to have it. And part of the joy, I will
For
say,
$5,000.
in what I've created and in this event is the mystery. You kind of don't really know what you're walking into. And truthfully, I don't really know either. Every year is a bit different. Every group of women is a little bit different. And that's part of the fun, to trust.
Oh, Kendra. Okay, I thought you meant me. I was like, I'll go. We cannot send Kendra this. Oh my God. Do you want to put Kendra through this horror show? I guess so. Kendra, what do you have to say about this?
This girl a mess, y'all.
Okay, fine. Kendra, are you here? Are you here?
Like, I'm not drinking the Rachel Hollis Kool-Aid.
But will you drink the Monica Yates Kool-Aid? Don't do it. It seems unsafe.
I don't find anything funny.
Kendra, if you're here, we're going to sign you up, okay? You have no choice. We're going to empower you by not giving you a choice to go. If you're not familiar with who Kind Kendra Creates is, she is a person that went to the Rachel Hollis one of her first, well, not first ever, but like 2 years ago podcast tours, and the same one that I went to. And then now Rachel's had a second one. So Kendra went to the first one in Chicago and came on the show to talk about it. So that's who you meant. Okay. Got it.
I felt like she said one thing and then said the complete opposite.
People do call me Kenya though a lot on this channel in the comments. I'm assuming it's because it's like spell check or whatever, but it's funny. I always laugh like, what? Kenya said this. Like, who is that? Okay.
Trust yourself,
Thank
to
you.
trust your intuition for leading you here, even just to this page and then beyond, and to trust me. If you have been listening to all my free podcast episodes, if you absorb all of my free Instagram content, if you read my blog, if you basically have gotten transformation and change in your life from my free content or from smaller pieces of working with me or from bigger, you can only imagine what's going to happen with 3 days in person together, right? So allow yourself to lean into the trusting that, or to the knowing, I
Yeah, I
should
think
say,
she's Australian.
that you can trust that this is a safe purchase for you to make, a safe thing for you to come to, a safe event for you to immerse yourself in, because all of my free content shows you what you can expect to get, but on a whole other level from being with me in person for 3 days. So with
This seems like super manipulative to me. Like, you can trust me that I'm safe. This purchase of $5,000 is safe for you to make. Like, what does that even mean? Like, I feel like anyone who has to tell you like I'm a safe person is probably not a safe person. I don't know. I don't know what she's trying to say. Like, oh, because I have a podcast in which I talk about healing your trauma, you can trust me to heal your trauma. Oh, okay. What's your credentials? Nothing. Okay, great. So safe. I don't know. It's bizarre.
that, please take your time to read every single word on the website page, to read the heartfelt testimonials from the women that have done this event in the past, to watch all the videos to get a feel for the transformation and the journey that you are going to encounter, and to feel the energy of this really unique immersion that I run. If you have any questions, please just feel free to ask. Shoot us an email, shoot me a DM on Instagram, whatever suits you best, and Olivia or I will get back to you ASAP. Olivia is the bee's knees. We will liaise and give you a banging answer. And
we will liaise and give you a banging answer. It's a good line. Me and Olivia will liaise and give you a banging answer.
I will talk to you soon.
Wow. Okay, well, that's Monica Yates. So there you go. I just felt it was funny. There's lots of, I don't want to watch testimonials. How long is it?
I think
No, horrible. I think my life has been changed because I was promised safety and trauma healing, and here we are. I'm more traumatized, but that's okay. I'll just keep buying more courses. Okay, sorry. Yeah, day one is, okay, just so we go. Last thing, and then we're going to Craig. You arrive. Okay. Inner child healing, deeper than you've ever gone. Recoding your nervous system. Healing your top 2 stories in your head. Example, I'm not enough. Safety around surrender. Heart chakra recalibration. Releasing masculine. Releasing past lovers. Heart and womb clearing activation. Breath work like you've never done before. Trauma release. Anger release. Sensual dance. Okay. Jam-packed day 1. Day 2. Getting deep into your body and out of your head. Pleasure embodiment. Breath work number 2. Trauma release with the focus of speaking your truth. Somatic release for trauma healing. Tantric nerve activation. Clearing your ovaries and womb to heal your cycle and fertility. Okay. Breast massage. Excuse me? Who will be massaging my breasts here? The guy with his legs spread open, his feet turned to the side, or myself, or you, or whom is doing this breast massage? Okay. Sensual eating class. Okay, that's with the strawberries. So I guess that's to teach you to like eat more sexy. Like, I'm eating pasta. I don't know. Okay, sorry. Money trauma work, because we all want to get rich quick. Am I right? And then lap dances. Just going right up to that, get money quick. Like, hey, what's the best way to get money? Next lesson, lap dance. Okay. And day 3, finally. Quantum leaping practice. Boing, boing, boing. You're jumping around a room quantumly. Money clearing and manifestation. Okay, I thought we did that yesterday, but all right. Money clearing and manifestation. Breathwork number 2. Okay, I thought we were on breathwork number 3 because we've done breathwork number 2 yesterday, but all right. 2-hour Q&A. Q&A with my fiance, all about love, relationships, and men from the perspective of a normal guy who isn't woo-woo. That's what he calls it. Life integration. So the perspective of someone who's not mentally ill, I guess. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm using that too lately. Hi.
Oh, okay.
Come here.
Colt.
Come here, kitty. Yeah. Oh, hi. Hi. Say hello to everybody. Meow. Thank you to Asari Shepherd. Welcome. Asari Shepherd says, you were spreading for a man. I don't feel safe. Yeah, same.
Oh, okay. Colt.
Technically, Violetta, welcome. I guess technically, hi baby, that's her fiance, I'm guessing. So he's cool. He's safe. She vetted him through getting proposed to, I guess. Sorry, I don't know. I'm with you. And for that I say, there you go. Not more I can say. Except,
Jeez, this is so good.
that's what he was saying, am I right? On stage getting performed to. Yikes stripes. Anyways, thank you to everybody who sat through that with me. All right, so that's it. That's Monica. That's what I'm getting emails about, how to manifest tickets to go to that crap. But now it's time to move on. Now it's time to move on to Craig Siegel. So who is Craig? We're going to find out. He's the most New York guy you're ever going to meet in your life. Okay? Here's his YouTube. Once again, we came in contact with Craig because, and not really, I've never reached out to him contact, but we saw Craig for the first time because he interviewed Heidi Powell. It was one of the first interviews, I believe, that she did after Dave died, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what brought me to be interested in him, and his style is just very bizarre and odd. Yeah, right? Am I right?
No big deal.
Are you weird, Craig?
Big facts.
Amen. Okay, so who is Craig? Let's find out. He's got a lot of businesses, and he's got a lot of acronyms. He's got a lot of the equivalent of show up, get fit, these products that he has that are kind of weirdly named. But okay, so he's got FREED, to be freed, I guess. You can be find, remove, elevate, expand, and deliver. Okay, that's a part of his brand. He's a global keynote speaker, transformative mindset and performance coach, entrepreneur, top-ranking podcast host, which I find incredibly impossible. Based on the views that he has on these videos, he's got 10 views on these podcast episodes. This is the thing, I'm telling you. Podcasting, there's something sketchy going on. There's no way that these people all have 20 million downloads on podcasting, the one platform that no one can actually see the real numbers for unless you have access to their back-end system. And then on YouTube, they get 20 views. There's no freaking way. It's impossible. Top-ranking podcast host, whatever that means. Rising thought leader, reinvention expert, and author. Okay, and then he's the Wall Street Journal. He's not the New York Times, which I find is typically the one that ranks best-selling books, but okay. The Wall Street Journal best-selling author, host of the CLS Experience podcast, global speaker, coach, marathoner, and TEDx speaker. Deep dive into transformative content that empowers, inspires, and reinvents. Okay. And here's his book. Okay, this is one we're going to read on the podcast eventually when it comes out. Forward by John Gordon, don't know who that is. The Reinvention Formula, how to unlock a bulletproof mindset to upgrade your life. Okay, it's got 56 ratings on Amazon. And it says Wall Street Journal bestseller, USA Today bestseller. I don't know. I just highly doubt this. Okay, this is what it says. This is reinvention is ready when you are. In the Reinvention Formula, how to unlock a bulletproof mindset to upgrade your life, accomplished speaker and performance coach Craig Siegel walks you through the exciting process of fundamentally redefining your identity and how you choose to show up in the world. Okay, what did I tell you? In the book, you'll find a new level of clarity, feel more worthy, learn to grow from failure, and pivot successfully. Find what sets your soul on fire and commit to changing the course of your life and finding the fulfillment you've been missing. Okay, so every single self-help book and self-help practice pitch. Got it. The author, okay, who is Craig, explores lasting lessons, stories, and strategies drawn from his popular The CLS Experience podcast, where he has interviewed countless celebrities, athletes, and thought leaders, and best-selling authors. The material is raw, real, and relatable to anyone from any background and in any industry. Wow, how amazing. Thank you for becoming members. Oh yeah, I gotta read the chat, I'm sorry. I'll go back to that in 1 second. You'll also find strategies for eliminating negative, unproductive thoughts and replacing them with constructive new beliefs that drive incredible results in your personal and professional lives. Ways to balance making an impact, earning a lucrative living, and cultivating a new mindset. Methods for reimagining how you present yourself to other people. The reinvention formula is a step-by-step walkthrough for anyone ready to put in the effort to completely reimagine how they relate to the world around them. Woof! What a promise. Okay, and it was published in August 2023. There you go. So you're going to unlock stuff. You're going to learn stuff. You're just going to be stuffed.
Oh, okay. Colt.
To the brim, okay? All right, thank you to everybody who's joining the membership and doing all types of things. Let me see. Let me pull up the chat. Hold on. Wait, I had it open already. No. Oh, there it is. It's loaded. Look at that. This is like if I was Kim Kardashian and this was in real time, that's how many comments would be coming in. Just Harper Gray, thank you so much. Just Harper Gray says, choosing sadness for 8 months, never been happier. Oh, thank you. You're so close. You got 4 months left and you'll be at 1 full year. The pressure's on to not give up on your dreams and continue down the path to success, which is staying with, being a member for infinity. Okay.
There's literally no place in the world than I would rather be than right here with you.
Oh, Craigie, thank you so much. Thank you. And welcome, Just Harper Gray. And Heather DeMayo, thank you so much. Heather DeMayo says, woo, finally catching a live. Is Keya Sean a recognized nation yet? My bags are packed. We're ready. Does this $5 guarantee citizenship? Yes, it does. In fact, it does. Thank you so much for asking.
Priceless, juicy nuggets.
My country of the future is developing. It's going to be on an island that recently came for sale. Many people may have heard of it, but we're going to change the name. We're going to change the vibes, and we're going to make it work for us. So you come on board. You had to get a boating license to join, but $5 is the perfect way to start. And then ask all your friends and family for the remaining 5 million, and you will be manifesting it in real time, in no time, okay?
We're going to get a little weird. You ready for me?
Thank you, Heather. I appreciate that so much. And Violetta, thank you for gifting a membership. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is so nice of you.
Are you freaking bonker pants?
Are you freaking bonker pants now? Because that is crazy. But thank you. I appreciate that. And Violetta also, can't believe it's been a year. Oh my God. We have a year older. Thank you. Thank you so much. I can't believe it's been a year either. I really can't. I can't.
This is just stupid.
And then the next big thing will be like, 2 years? Are you a teenager now? Are you a toddler on this channel or what?
You have to think instead of sitting around eating Skittles and watching Oprah reruns.
Okay, but that's what you could be doing, and instead you're on this channel supporting me, so I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And thank you for all of the tarot use. Tarot's right here. She's celebrating with us. Say, yay, 1 year and 8 month people. That's what she means. That's what she means when she says, can I change this? There you go. Okay. All right. Back on task, everybody. Back on task. I'll keep this open. All right. So let's see what TEDx, Craig Siegel's all about. Let's watch his reel. Ready? This has 1,000 views. So, it's basically viral. Okay. Here we go. Craig walking around a airport with a lunchbox and a Louis Vuitton weekender bag. Okay, get ready.
I want to introduce you to some real energy.
So his name is Craig London Siegel. Should be Craig New York Siegel, am I right? Craig Brooklyn. Craig Long Island Siegel.
Are we ready?
Okay. And also, what are we actually seeing here? Craig getting an Uber. Uber driver's like, what is this? Why are you recording this, man? It's not even Uber XL. This is an intense video, I will say.
What I want to convey today is mindset. I am a jug. I am a gladiator. I can expand my business. I can meet the right person for a relationship. Our thoughts create.
I can meet the right person for a relationship. Great advice. I am a warrior. I am a Judd. Is what he said, a jug? I don't know what that means.
Our beliefs. Our beliefs then create our behaviors and habits. Let that really resonate.
Sorry. Okay. I need to go back just a second. So he's casually picking up a business call. So we're going back in time in the sequence of this video. He was already in the Uber. Now he's back out of the Uber answering a very important phone call. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And my business. I can meet the right person for a relationship. Our thoughts create our beliefs. Our beliefs then create our behaviors and habits. Let that really resonate. You dig?
Goals will keep somebody alive when nothing else will.
Look yourself in the mirror straight up and say, why not you?
Okay, he has 683 ratings. This is a top podcast. The top of the charts has less than 1,000 reviews. Okay. Has 118 episodes, 683 ratings. Okay, I guess. We need to come up with, somebody please invent a public-facing podcast platform where I can see the actual downloads. We need it. I cannot, this is how all these scams are perpetuated. I'm a multi-million-dollar downloaded podcaster. Okay, sure. Yeah, right? You dig? So here's all the people that he's paid. I mean, probably, I don't know how he gets these people. Like Dean Graziosi, I'm sure would just love to talk at anybody to sell like one more course. But like Mary Fitzgerald from Selling Sunset, like, is he paying for this? I'm assuming so. I'm assuming he's paying her agent to do this stupid ass interview where he's not going to pay attention. I guess, right? Otherwise, Tank Sinatra, don't know who that is. Tim Story, don't know who that is. Brad Lee, this guy's a jerk. He's like such a big jerk on Instagram. All his takes are awful. Eric Thomas, don't know who that is. Daryl Strawberry, that sounds familiar. That reminds me of the video we just watched where the women were eating strawberries. This guy's into it. Is he a singer, Daryl Strawberry, or what does he do? Tell me, please let me know. Brooke Burke. Okay, that's like an actress, model, right? Alicia Silverstone. Also, these people, like, the music playing underneath is like, they're all part of a cabal where they are forming an alliance against us for the war that's about to begin. This is the underground world of celebrities. This music does not match. Okay, former baseball player. Thank you. Yeah, so him, I feel like he would be paid to talk to Craig on Zoom. Like, right? I don't know, like, how else he would get these, celebrities at all. Ben Baller, don't know who that is. Ed Milet, we know him. He's wonderful. No negative comments to say about Ed Milet.
Had her laptop out. I am Edward Michael Joseph Milet Jr., not just Edward Michael Joseph Milet III. I'm going to stomp you.
That's what Craig just said the whole time to him because he paid him to be there.
I'm going to stomp you.
Sorry, Shepard says, they wouldn't lie about their download count. Oh yeah, they have integrity. I forgot. I'm so sorry, Shar. You're right. They would never lie. Except when they do.
I like winning more than I like sitting on the beach.
Not me.
Get off your butt.
Okay, sorry. Get off your butt and accept my lies, okay? That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, back to Eddie. Elena Cardone. Okay, that's what's his face? Grant Cardone's wife. Okay. David Meltzer. He's with this guy all the time. Craig. He's got a thing with him. Kevin Harrington. Okay, this is the guy that I was telling everyone about in the last stream where I said he was a shark for one season and then was accused of some like misdoings or wrongdoings. And he was part of that book that I was telling you about where people would pay to write a chapter of the book, and he did the foreword of it, and it was like $1,000 per chapter to be included, and there was like 30 chapters, so this book like made like $30,000 just by taking people's like random stories and putting it in, having him be like, who's ever seen this guy? No one knows who this guy is. Like, who cares? But it's a scam, so what are you gonna do? And Rebecca J. Kelly, thank you so much. Oh, Rebecca J. Kelly, author. I need to always say that. It's important, okay? Rebecca J. Kelly, author, says, I did a podcast in 2021 where I read my first book, and even my dinky podcast has 83,000 downloads. I don't think it's difficult to amass downloads. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe but like, are they accurate? Do people know? Because people aren't going and then following Craig on Instagram or following Craig on YouTube. I just find it to be like, how are they discovering? Like, how do you discover podcasts these days? There must be some sort of like robot or something that's doing some sort of downloads. Am I right? Or is it just like unless someone tells me the name of a podcast, like I'm not seeing it or downloading it, or I don't know. Like there's no discovery page. We need a deep dive into this. I say this.
Oh, okay.
You're exchanging biofluids.
And also,
This is actually legit.
Not? Also?
What up, homie?
What up, homie? Excuse me. Also?
Call the police. Call the psych ward.
When I'm done with that investigation, they're going to have to wheel me out of here. Okay. All right, we're still seeing guests. And many, many more.
You have tomorrow, God willing, to show up as the best version of yourself, to do big epic shit, to put yourself out there. Remember this, thoughts are random, thinking is not. Negative thoughts, thank you for coming, get the hell out. Now we have new beliefs, new behaviors, new results. I love to elevate people's state, to remove limiting beliefs, to help people think bigger.
Now is the time for reinvention. Ow! Okay, so that's a little preview. That's his style. I feel like it's, as someone who watches a lot of motivational speaking content, it's pretty lackluster. I think the music and all that editing tried to make it seem like more intense than it is, but it seems pretty like meh. And the stages he's on seem pretty small. He seems like a low-level grifter that's trying to make it seem like he's got a big presence and a big background, but in reality, he's like scraping the little ones, the little, like, what do you call it? He's a little fish in a little pond. Like, that's how it seems to me. Not to be mean, but that's how it appears. Like, compared to like Ed Millett, this guy's like, got a long journey ahead of him to get to the status. And then his Instagram here. Let's just take a look real quick. He's got 125,000 followers. That's quite a lot of followers. But if you look at his stuff, 195 views, 12 comments. What is this one? I guess you can't see how many. 198 likes, 65 comments. So I feel like this is fake. It's bullshit because even if it's not bullshit, like you're not retaining your people to watch your content or actually interact with you in any meaningful way. So like, what is it really about? What's the point if you're not actually, getting people to, stay with you, engage with your content, get something out of it? Like, oh, they're liking you and they're following you, but then they're actually not engaging. Like, what's the point? Anyways. So let's go to his interview, one of his interviews, and I want to get to know him more. I want to see what he has to say about himself, because all I know about him is that he's from New York, Okay, he does all of his podcast episodes in the same exact location, and he interviews these, you know, celebrity types, these like business people. He wants to be a speaker. He used to work in Wall Street in some capacity, and he's engaged to a Ukrainian woman. That's all I literally know about this guy. So let's dive right in. This has got less than 1,000 views, 727 views from 2 months ago. This person is called Carrie Jack, the Happy Hustler. He's got almost 100K subs. So that's a pretty low number for 100K subs, basically. But okay, we'll be open-minded to it. And he's going to introduce Craigie for us. Okay, here we go.
We have on Mr. Craig Siegel, who is a high-energy global keynote speaker and rising thought leader. And today we're talking about how to actually change your reality.
What are his thoughts? His thoughts are like regurgitated self-help. Take your negative thoughts and get them out of there. Okay, you dig? Okay, we're going to take our positivity and we're going to promote it in our lives. Yeah. Do we need another thought leader like that? Like, I think I'm okay. I think I got enough. Okay, hold on. Right? It's enough. That's what I said, Kitty. It's like, enough. Enough. I just got to rub her belly real quick for good luck. Actually, let's do a clear for a second.
Clear.
We gotta adjust. Okay, it's loading. I'm sorry. So if you're a member and you write a comment on the membership, it comes in like through this. It doesn't come through my eCam for some reason. So we're gonna do this workaround. Miria Hood, thank you. Welcome. I appreciate you joining. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Back to it. Wait, 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 back to it. Wait. Where the frick did I put that? Oh no. Okay, here it is.
You're going to be diving in.
Got it. YouTube is updating their platform a little bit. I've noticed they have like a For You page now, and they have like when it pauses, they have like the thumbnail come up again. It's confusing. Okay, anyways, here we go.
Do you want blissful balance in your personal and professional life?
Yeah. I do.
What's up, guys? My name is Carrie Jack, and I want to help you happy hustle a life you love, one full of passion, purpose, and positive.
It looks like he has one eyeball. Do you want to have a hustle? Gouge your eye out.
Impact. I'm a lifestyle entrepreneur, a professional model / actor, a digital marketing specialist.
That's the guy behind ClickFunnels.
A podcast host, author, a biohacker, an eco-warrior, a martial artist, a hippie cowboy, and a humanitarian. My goal is to educate, inspire, and entertain you to live a life of passion, purpose, and positive impact. It is time to happy hustle your
Ow, my eye!
dream reality. All right, Mr. Craig Siegel, welcome to the Happy Hustle Podcast, my brother. I'm super stoked to rock the mic with you.
Likewise, brother. The funny part is you and I probably could have chatted for 3 hours before we hit record. At some point, we're like, let's save this, shoot some stuff for the show. There's literally no place in the world I'd rather be than right here with you. Let's have some fun. Let's get nuts.
Let's get nuts. Okay, you heard that, right? There's no place in the world I'd rather be than right here with you. He says that to every person he's with. I find that to be annoying.
There's literally no place in the world than I would rather be than right here with you.
But maybe he means it. Maybe every interview he does, he is just so present. But it also seems to me to be a little annoying. And I don't feel special anymore, Craig. I don't feel special because you tell everyone that. And I just feel like, what's the point of our relationship? You dig?
I love it, man. I love it. I mean, you definitely are a happy hustler. You got a new book out called The Reinvention Formula, which I'm excited to dive into. But you're a value-based and high-energy global keynote speaker and a rising thought leader that has been featured in tons of different publications, endorsed by some of the most well-known celebrities out there. And you are
I'm assuming Craig sent him this script to read because it seems very like he's reading it, right? There you go. It seems like he's got his notes there, and Craig had put it together like, what should you say about me? Here's the thing to read. I don't know if he paid him or what, but it seems very like this guy does not know who he is, and I don't know who he is either. So I guess that he's like going in blind too.
Just out there just teaching people how to reinvent themselves and really tap into a more powerful mindset. And I'm interested to hear about your CLS, your Cultivating Lasting Symphony, and it's a pretty cool movement that you're
Cultivating Lasting Symphony. Is that not the worst business slogan you've ever heard? Like, what does that even mean? Cultivating Lasting Symphony? That's his initials, Craig London Siegel. So I get why he felt compelled to have those 3 letters, but like, it doesn't even like phonetically make sense.
Creating, man. I want to get into all that good stuff, but before we do, what's something interesting about yourself, Craig, that not too many people know?
I'm an introvert, which surprises people because whenever I show up on camera or on stage, I have a lot of energy and passion and going crazy. But that was actually something that I had to develop when I reinvented myself and pivoted and started becoming more of a public figure. It was a skill set that I had to develop. Ultimately, my idea of a great night, like after a long week of hard work, is just chilling with my fiance, maybe a nice dinner, but I'm a homebody at heart. And I'm an introvert. Like if we go to a party, let's just say it's not a networking event per se, I'm not the most social cat there. And I think often that surprises people.
Yeah, actually.
I don't know if that surprises me. He comes off very uncomfortable to me. So I think it works when you're on Zoom. That's the same with me, though. I feel like that's I'm like giving a little myself. I can talk no problem here, but if I'm in a room, I'm much more like, So maybe it takes one to know one type. And people might not know that about me as well. That I definitely am introverted, I think, in social settings. But that's why I feel like you got to be careful with like the self-help gurus because they probably are really, really, can speak well on camera. Does not mean that you're nice or sociable in person, I guess.
That surprises me because just your vibe definitely, screams outgoing, and extroverted. So that's cool. I actually know a lot of introverts that put themselves out there in a public way and, mask it well. So good for you, man.
I am getting more comfortable, maybe a little bit more extroverted. But ultimately, in my heart, I'm an introvert.
Yeah, for sure. Well, speaking of the reinvention formula, man, let's just dive right in. I want to kick things off with a bang. Tell us why you wrote this book and really what was the genesis behind it.
Yeah, so just a little context about my background and why your listeners should care and who I am. And I think this will be very relatable. Essentially, about 3 years ago in the pandemic, I totally reinvented myself. Prior to that, I had been on Wall Street for 13 years and I was making money. And at that season of life, that was what I considered to be successful. And I want to be
I want to know what he did in Wall Street. Was he like an assistant or an intern or what? Like, was he making $40,000? Like, all he says is, I was on Wall Street and I was making money. Okay, what does that mean? Tell me, were you making millions? Were you making what? Like, what? Why should I care? Because if he walked away from an intern career at like, I don't know, the Chipotle on Wall Street, like, should I listen? I mean, I shouldn't listen at all, but like, I don't know. The vagueness makes me feel like he wasn't an executive at Goldman Sachs. You know what I mean?
responsible to your audience. Making money is absolutely a part of success, but it's not the whole thing. And a couple things happened all at once a few years back, and I found myself in a really dark season. I had just got out of a toxic relationship, which is never fun. My best friend, my dad, had just gotten diagnosed with cancer, still battling. And even though I had my own business, wasn't exactly putting a dent in the universe. And so, look, it wasn't like I was shot in war, nothing super, like, not this big catastrophe happened to me, but my pain was my pain, brother. And on Mondays, like, not only was I looking for the weekend, I was like, how am I going to make it till 10 a.m.? Like, that's how miserable I was. And I started drinking a little bit more than I'd like to admit, but I didn't stay there long. I don't know if I found running or running found me, but I started running a bunch of marathons. And the irony there is, a couple years back, you couldn't pay me to run. And now I'm literally paying to run marathons. I just signed up in New York City.
Okay, great. Love running. I'm a fan, but this seems to be the trope too. Like this is like the Rachel Hollis, Dave Hollis timeline as well. Like, oh, I didn't run and now I run and now I have authority. It's like a very easy thing to grasp onto. Like, oh, I was a loser before and I was drinking and now I'm a marathoner. It's like, okay, but how many people can say that? Like a million. So I'm still looking for like why I should care about this specifically your story. Seems very in line with every other self-helper. Also the timeline, like, okay, in the pandemic, you reinvented yourself. That was 3 years ago. So within 3 years, you were drinking heavy and now you're a marathoner and now you started this business, but you had another business. Seems like a lot to go through in 3 years, I suppose.
And it was awesome because, and I encourage all your listeners, have an outlet that's not your career where you can really be a gladiator in it and connect and form some creative juices and so forth. And so for me, during that season, running gave me meaning and purpose in a season when I was desperately looking for something. But ultimately, I was still at the JOB on Wall Street. And then fast forward to the pandemic, bang. I mean, I give this thing a lot of nicknames: Global Awakening, a historic opportunity, the Great Separator, pick your poison. For me, I just took a minute to reassess. For the first time in my life, I got quiet. I blocked out the noise and the interference, and I really just connected. And like, why am I here? And I know we're all here for a big reason. I think it's our responsibility to identify that and lean in. And it occurred to me in that moment that I'm obsessed with personal development. I mean, I've been studying like a lunatic for 15 years, NLP, Kabbalah, emotional intelligence, all of it. And then I
NLP, emotional intelligence, Kabbalah. Okay. Great.
said, and this is good for your listeners too, for anyone that wants to reinvent or find something new, make a list of the things that you're good at, your skill sets, your superpowers. Everybody's got them.
Shit.
For me personally, I could communicate pretty effectively. So I married that with my love for personal development, and CLS was born literally the next day on a run.
I really like making money and I like taking advantage of vulnerable people. So I combine it into the perfect industry, the self-help industry, the best way to do both of those things at the same time.
In Central Park, Cultivate Lasting Symphony came to me. Why symphony? Because I'm a strange cat. I always like that word. It's also a play on my initials, Craig Siegel. And then I came home, and the next day it was like, okay, this is what I want to do. And then the voice came. A lot of people call it imposter syndrome. I don't like the S word because I don't want to give it power. But I had some limiting beliefs. I had no celebrity friends, no following, no connections. And then I consider what I call the COI, the cost of inaction. And for me, choosing to go back and be miserable after lockdown, I associated with death. And so just like that, in that moment, the scariness of stepping into the unknown.
Oh my God. Like I said, there's these trends in self-help. The trend right now is to say that if you didn't pursue your dreams, which is to help other people pursue their dreams, in his case, is dying. Heidi Powell not leading a weight loss Facebook group was death for her. It's like the extremeness into which this has divulged. I don't know. It's gone downhill to be so ridiculous. It's like, make your money, do whatever, but like I was going to die if I didn't write this book on Amazon. It's like, okay, get a grip, everybody.
Transformed into excitement. And so then it was time to put together the vision. And this is really good too for your audience. There's a big difference between a dream and a vision. Everybody's got dreams. Sadly, most people don't hit them. But a vision is a little bit more intentional and specific. So when I put together the vision for CLS, I looked at it like a 10-lane highway, with each lane representing a different part of the business model. So speaking, coaching, huge podcasts, sponsorships, the book deal, all the things. And then I reverse engineered it, and then I started building the personal brand and got to step one. And then ultimately, with the book deal, I divorced from it. It was on the vision board. But if you want something so bad, you end up creating bad energy and resistance because you fear not having it. So I divorced from it, and I was just building and compounding, and the brand started to explode. I say very humbly, the podcast, all the things. And then Wiley had approached. And so
oops. Sorry.
Good too for your audience. There's a big difference between looking for a really, and then I countered with a really mutual. I say very humbly.
Sorry. So he was saying that the brand exploded. Okay, he's got 125,000 followers on Instagram, which I'm pretty sure is fake given the engagement. He's got like on the high end like 1,000 views on his YouTube, and then the mysterious podcast that we will never know the true numbers for. So yeah, a big explosion. Okay, let's keep it in mind, everybody, again.
The podcast, all the things. And then Wiley had approached us. And here's a crazy fact. I didn't even have a lit agent or a manuscript. From what I understand from a lot of our mutual friends, it's very rare. They came to us. They were just coming off the success of my Let's book. And they pitched me. And then
What's your last book? I thought this is your first book ever. You reinvented yourself and did this. What was the last book?
I countered with a real.
Let me see. Let me go to his thing again. Hold on. On the success of my last book.
I couldn't be more excited to officially announce.
Oh my God. Wait, how do I buy the book? Yes, buy now. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. Give me to Amazon stat. I just want to see what his other book was. There's only one book here, Craig. What was the success of your last book? Okay. You have no other books. All books. This one. All right. Confused. I'm confused. Go on.
Really gracious, or I should say, what's the word I'm looking for? A really ambitious counter offer. And they bought. And we signed a record first time author book deal. And
wait. First time author book deal? Okay. Did I just not hear him because he's got his accent?
And then I countered with
Hold on. Sorry. I just want to understand.
Wiley had approached us. And here's a crazy fact. I didn't even have a lit agent or a manuscript. From what I understand from a lot of our mutual friends, it's very rare. They came to us. They were just coming off the success of my Let's book.
Oh, my Let's book. Okay. I thought I said my last book. My Let's book. Okay. Got it. Which is The Power of One More, which I own, which I have not read yet, but will be read for the podcast coming soon.
And they pitched me. And then I countered with a really gracious, or I should say, what's the word I'm looking for? A really ambitious counter offer. And they bought. And we signed a record first time author.
First time author book deal. How much money? I would be so curious to find out. And why would, like, what? I don't get it. What would stand out about him? There's so many other self-helpers out there that would have fit this bill or better, have more followers, have more support. I don't get why they would do that with him. I'm missing it.
Author book deal. And as a result, they had a tight turnaround. Yeah, hell yeah. And you can't be afraid to lose the deal. That's one thing I'll say right there too. Wasn't afraid to lose it. They said yes, it felt great, and then it was time to get to work. And so that's kind of a long-winded answer, but I wanted to give your audience some context as to who the hell I am and why you should care. And then the book, The Reinvention Formula, this was always one of the lanes, but it's so important because it's kind of like a formal and official introduction of us to the world after 2.5 years of building. But most importantly, what I represent to everybody, and one of the reasons why I think the brand has caught fire is because I'm just an ordinary cat that thought really, really big and went for it and did extraordinary things. And so the reinvention form.
What extraordinary things? There's that boat again behind him. People are like, is this fake? I don't know. Maybe it's the ferry that goes back and forth. He said that's Long Island City or something behind him. So maybe there's a ferry that just continuously goes back. Or maybe it's fake. I don't put anything past these people. I don't know.
Formula is different than any self-help book I've ever seen because I've seen so many. It was important to me that if we were going to do this, it was going to be unique. I was going to separate myself. So it's a hybrid of a lot about my story, the struggles, the rock bottoms, the lessons extracted, and then also how to pivot successfully, how to reinvent yourself in any area of your life. And the 15 years.
That's literally every self-help book, bro. Every single one of them.
Of doing a deep dive on all the different types of personal development, all into one vessel. So it was only a matter of time before we were going to give birth to the book. And this is the right timing. And I'm super excited about it. I'm so passionate. I know it's going to help so many people. It's not niche. It's not just for entrepreneurs or single moms or people in construction. It's for anybody that wants to think, play bigger, level up, and really make a difference and unapologetically make a lot of money. So
there should be a book for single mothers who are also working in the construction field. I would read that book for self-help.
It was always on the agenda. The timing was right. And here we are, brother.
Heck yeah. Woo! Hot fire. I love it, man. I love it. I mean, I think a lot of the happy hustlers out there listening and watching can really resonate with a reinvention because, you know, unfortunately, society puts us in this track, go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a job from college. And like you did, you kind of climb the ladder and you get the next promotion. And then next thing you know, you wake up and you're unfulfilled. You're maybe unhappy. You got maybe some money in the bank, but not really joy in your everyday present reality. And I think, like you said, the Great Awakening, the pandemic was, or whatever you call it, the plandemic, it really was a great,
Okay, bro. Whatever you call it. Okay. No one's calling it that, but psychopaths.
time for people to just take a step back, reassess. And I know a lot of people resigned. A lot of people pivoted. A lot of people have attempted to reinvent. And there really hasn't been, I don't think, like a book written like this, like a successful formula to actually.
Bro, and he knows this too. Every single one of these books is the 10 steps to being rich, the 10 steps to with my quick guide to being successful. That's so unique. I wrote about my life and I wrote about other people's personal development. I put a bunch of quotes in there that have been heard a million times. And the big theory here is decide that you want to change, block out negative thoughts, promote positive thoughts, and grind, hustle, and you will too be successful. I'm sure that's what this book is, like all the other ones, all the rest.
Actually doing it. And I think it's very timely of you and to put it out to the world to really serve. Walk us through, if you could, give us a 30,000 foot viewpoint of like that actual formula to reinvent. Someone's out there right now, they're like hearing you're like, heck yeah, Craig, this lands. I wanna reinvent. Walk us through that process.
Yeah, first and foremost, you have to understand that you're here for something more than you're currently settling for. And it's funny, whenever I give speaking engagements, I typically start with who here thinks that they're here for something much bigger than what they're doing right now. And literally everyone raise their hand, whether it's a couple hundred people or a couple thousand. And that's good because that means you know that you're here for a much bigger reason. So now it's like, all right, so what is that thing? And then ultimately, I would go back to what I said before, but in addition to the list of skills, I would add a second column, and that is, what is the list of 10 things that you love, that you're passionate about? That if you could wake up tomorrow and get to work on this and not have to worry about money, what would you want?
Dunking on self-helpers.
Right? So now, and I don't care if it's reviewing movies or going hunting or whatever your thing is, make a list.
Let's go hunting.
And then the second list, kind of like what we talked about before, is a list of your superpowers and your skill sets and what your strengths are. And somewhere in the middle, there's going to be some commonalities and some data.
I'm living the dream, baby.
And if you're still having trouble, I would suggest reach out to 5 to 10 people that know you best, that are closest to you in the world, and ask them straight up, what do you think I'm good at? And collect the data from there. But also, give yourself permission to be less than perfect. We got to let go of waiting for the right time. It does not exist. You got to get in the damn arena. So once you get some data, get in there. And like I like to say, clarity follows action. You got to take some shots. And if it's not the thing, most likely it'll be the thing that leads to the thing. But you'll never know unless you get in the damn arena.
So quit your jobs. Quit your jobs and go for it. What you're going for, we don't know. Ask 10 of your friends what you should go for. But once you go for it, you'll be in it. You'll be in the arena like my homie Brene Brown says. She's a cool cat. Okay. You dig?
Reach it, man. Yeah, you got to get in the arena. And I just think there's a lot of people who wait on the sidelines. I always like to say good and done is better than perfect and never finished, and I don't even know where I got that from. Someone else. Definitely, I don't want to steal credit from it. But it really is the truth. You got to just take action, and then you'll pivot and evolve. And I think that a lot of people get like this analysis paralysis, right, where they just get stuck and they're frozen and they're like, well, I want to start my business, but I don't know how. I mean, is it the right time? I don't think it'll work. Maybe, they just have the fear and the subconscious negative, like self-limiting thoughts that just loop. And I know one of your...
What helps that? Money. That's the key factor. If you have money to blow, no need to wait. If you have money in the bank that you're willing to let go of, yeah, pursue your dreams tomorrow. But a lot of people who are trying to plan for their future while also might want to pursue their dream of being an entrepreneur, you do have to plan accordingly and not make mistakes. Because if you make a huge monetary mistake at the beginning, you'll never have a chance to pursue it. So... I get what they're saying, but the caveat is you gotta have cash capital up front to be able to just go for it. What's the worst that can happen? You end up in bankruptcy? Yeah, actually, that is something I'm trying to avoid.
Big things is like fostering that bulletproof mindset, because in order to reinvent, you got to have that confidence in yourself and that positive mindset. When you talk about forging that bulletproof mindset, what's really, like the core of doing so? How do you rid yourself of those toxic thoughts, and how do you get to that powerful positive mindset?
I think one of my superpowers that I take pride in, and it's accessible for everybody, is self-belief. And when you can cultivate an unwavering self-belief, it can't be stopped. And let me just be clear, it's not an arrogance, right? It's a confidence, it's a tranquil yet radiating aura about you. In other words, you know you got this no matter what it is. Even if you're not experienced, you're resourceful enough, creative, and determined enough to figure things out. And also, if you get knocked on your ass, which will happen, especially in entrepreneurship, but just in life in general, you're resilient enough to pick yourself back up and say, okay, how come that didn't work? How can I apply it to this? So like people always ask me all the time, one of the questions I get asked.
JB says, Keya, important link in your IG DMs, Craig. Okay, regarding Craig, I'm looking. Let me look. Craig, what do you have to say? Oh boy. Okay, we got some hot piping tea. Okay, hold on. Let's take a second. Let's take a break. Apparently we got some late breaking news here on the show. Why did he pivot? Well, it was time to pivot. Am I right? It was just time. It was the right moment to reinvent himself. Was there another reason, perhaps? We have JB in the house with the good research. All right, let's take a look at this. Sent to me via DM. Thank you, JB.
Her charisma is straight up off the charts.
And also?
This is so good.
Okay, little second. So this is from Carlson Law. It looks like New York to me. I'm buying it. Craig Siegel, complaints against New York City financial advisor. Okay, so it says settled and pending investor complaints against former New York City broker Craig Siegel. Alleged conduct, including suitability violations, negligence, breach of contract, churning, and more. Siegel is a former representative of Portfolio Advisors Alliance, according to the information drawn from Financial Industry Regulatory Authority records. A pending 2018 complaint alleges that as a representative of Portfolio Advisors Alliance, he made unsuitable investment recommendations, breached regulatory requirements, breached his fiduciary duty, breached contract, acted negligently, oh my God. Why can't I say that word? Okay, whatever. And grossly negligently, oh my God, I can't say it. And churned investments between July 2013 and August 2017. The complaint alleges unspecified damages. A pending 2018 complaint alleges that as a representative of Portfolio Advisors Alliance, he engaged in excessive trading, churned investments, recommended unsuitable trades, and failed in his supervisory duties. The complaint alleges damages of $99,356. $99,000, $99,300. Can I read? No. $99,300.56. There you go. That's the complaint. A pending 2018 complaint alleges that as a representative of Portfolio Advisors Alliance, he made unsuitable investment recommendations, breached his fiduciary duty, breached contract, unsuitably concentrated investments, failed in his supervisory duties, and acted negligent, oh my God, in connection to investments in common and preferred stock products. The complaint alleges damages of $240,000, okay, rounding down. In April 2019, FINRA suspended Craig Siegel in connection to allegations he failed to respond to FINRA request for information. He was suspended from associating with any FINRA member in any capacity. The suspension began on May 10th, 2019 and lifted on July 2019. Okay, so he was suspended temporarily. Craig Siegel is currently not registered as a broker or investment advisor. His employment history includes Portfolio Advisors Alliance in New York, and John Thomas Financial in New York. He holds currently holds 0 state licenses and has passed 3 securities industry qualification examinations: the Uniform Securities Agent State Law Exam, the Securities Industry Essentials Exam, and the General Securities Representative Exam. This is posted in 2019. Now, to be fair, we don't know for sure if this is the Craig Siegel that we're talking about. So it could be, it sounds similar, a New York stock person on Wall Street. This would make for a good reinvention to be CLS criminal lawsuit syndrome. That's the true CLS. That is so funny. So to be fair, the picture, his birthday and picture are not included in this article or in this law blog. So it could be someone else. I want to put that out there as like, we're not accusing Craig that we were just watching as being this Craig, but it may be him, which would make a whole lot of sense based on his story. But so ironic that that wouldn't be part of his storyline and his truth bomb ways. So let's see. I saw he had a LinkedIn linked on his Instagram. Let's see. Or on his YouTube, actually, he has a LinkedIn. Hold on. So let's see if he worked at the places that he... Oh, it's gone. Okay, that's good. So Craig, hold on. Craig's LinkedIn is gone. So let's find a picture of him, maybe a group photo to see. I wonder if he like wiped it from the internet. Okay, so he worked for a place, Portfolio Advisors Alliance. Let's see. This is how I like to confirm things before, we go down a rabbit hole. What's this LinkedIn? Okay, so his LinkedIn starts and ends in February 2016. He was a managing partner at King Capital, NYC, allegedly. But obviously, if he was on Wall Street for 13 years, where is this? Okay, so that's sketchy. Like, what's the issue? Now, here's another Craig Siegel. Managing Director, Office of General Counsel. Oh, I need to see a picture, though. Craig Siegel investigation. Broker profile. Okay, let's look. Craig Landon Siegel. Oh, shit. Well, there you go. I don't think this is not confirmation at all, but that does seem to be the Craig that we are talking about. So I would, I would guess, I would make the leap if it was me. Again, this is not confirmation, but I would make the leap that this is the, in fact, Craig that we are discussing here today. Potentially. Wow. Good find there, JB. My God, that was an amazing find. This is almost, actually, this is surpassed. This is surpassed finding out that the owner of Scentbird is a crazy person in real, on the stream. This, I think, tops it. Amazing. Wow. Good job, JB. That's great. That's gold straight up.
This is gold straight up.
Whew. Okay, this is going to take a little bit more investigating. I'm pretty sure this is like fine, like that this is all making sense, but let's park it for now. Keep this information in mind while he's giving us advice. And then we'll come back maybe with an edited video with like some facts and figures because wow, what a moment. Oh my God. Okay, so a forced pivot, similar to this, and I hate to bring him up again, but like Dave Hollis would talk about, there's big life changes that you make and you choose, and there's life changes that choose you. Like, and he didn't choose the divorce in his case and was going to learn from it anyways. Craig is doing the same thing with being, accused of fraud, apparently, allegedly. Oh boy. Okay. Well, JB, you win. You win today.
Priceless, juicy nuggets. This is so good. She's savage.
JB is savage. Amen. Thank you so much for that. All right, let's go back to the interview and we'll continue down this road, okay? That's good. That's good. Okay, so he's wild with your money. Now he's going to be wild with his own. Okay, got it.
Is weren't you scared to pivot and start something totally different at 35 years young? And you had a good job, so to speak, depending upon what your definition of good is. I was making money. And I said, well, I've been successful at other things, just like everybody listening to this conversation right now. And spoiler alert, the reasons that you were successful at those other things were not due to the things. They were actually you. And those same traits and characteristics are transferable to anything that you want to do in life. And so just knowing...
He's like, I scammed in the finance industry on Wall Street. Now I'm going to scam the self-help industry. Perfect. Now it's all making sense. Given this clarification, yes, like his skills of scamming are very transferable, specifically into self-help, for sure.
That, knowing that like, if you get knocked on your ass and you don't die, you can get back up and you'll figure it out, and you're hardworking and you're available for abundance, so to speak, and all that stuff. Like, that's what it takes. And so many people, they don't get started because they fear what other people think, right? The judgment of others, or what if I fail? So what? It's a part of the journey, and there's a big difference between failing and being a failure. Being a failure means it's over. It's finite, done, game over. But if you're failing, a different perspective is you're trying and you're collecting data and you're seeing what doesn't work and what does. And
tell that to the police. I didn't fail. I tried. Sir, please remain silent.
So self-belief and an unwavering commitment, because obviously in life you don't get what you want, you get what you're committed to. And you combine those two things and you can do anything. And I'm yet to see anyone prove me wrong.
Yeah. You know, so well said, man. I mean, the self-belief, that is like the secret sauce to success, quote unquote, in any capacity. You have to believe first and foremost in yourself. And sometimes it's tough because your inner circle might not believe in you. They might even, you know, shit on you, right? And like try to beat you down and to make you, you know, feel self-conscious about your decision. And I'm sure you got a lot of that when you left your cush.
Yeah, the people who were accusing him of fraud, they're just haters trying to put him down. They're like, sir, you broke the law. Allegedly.
Job and went on this journey of personal branding and you know, building what you've built now. Take us back to that moment, if you would. Like, what do you think was the catalyst, will you, for
leaving,
really making that pivot and allowing you to supersede the fear?
Let us know.
For me personally, I made it so real, brother, that the cost of inaction, and this is really good for everybody, like literally ask yourself, if you're afraid to start something, what?
He's like, I lost my license to do what I was doing, so I literally had no choice, and I felt like I didn't want to give up money, so just jump right in.
What is the COI for you? So for me, the cost of inaction was I was dying a slow death. I was starring in this awesome movie. It was called Existing. And essentially I was going nowhere. I was going nowhere fast. And what's the point of being alive? Like, God, like, we're alive, thank goodness. Like, let's do something meaningful with our life. What's the point if
scammers will say, what's the point of living if you're not scamming? Cool. Listen to them.
You're settling and miserable. So I almost got to the point, not almost, like I did, where I feel like I was disrespecting my creator. And so it occurred to me that if I have to go back, right, then I might as well just die. But I don't have to go back. I could choose a different story, a different movie.
You literally probably can't go back, given this new information. Dying, I guess, would be the... I don't know. God, they're so dramatic. And then the truth being like, I didn't have a choice. I don't know. So the mental gymnastics these people will go through and do it thinking that no one will ever find out, I guess. Like, eventually this would come out in some capacity. If he got so big to where he's changing the world on a daily basis, obviously the information would come to light. Now, I guess the followers, the rabid followers of these people don't care. They'd be like, oh, that was all a scam to get him to make him look bad so he can't deliver his amazing information to us. Like, they'll twist it again to a million different ways, so it doesn't matter. But It's like, you got balls for real to like come on here and go,
Yeah, I chose to leave this really cush industry because I just decided I was better than this and God wanted more for me.
in reality, it's like, sir, please leave the building. We are not going to ask you again. Oops. I just wanted to say this. I just want to tell you all this.
Kim Kardashian.
Thank you.
So to speak. And that's what I did. I chose something different. And instead of thinking about what can go wrong, I started focusing on what can go right. And I leaned into that.
Okay.
Ooh. Yeah, man, that's gold right there. The cost of inaction. I want all the happy hustlers to just like pause for a second and really think about like, where are you settling right now in your life, and what is it costing you? You know, because I'm in the same boat with you, man. Like, I was super unfulfilled. I was having quote unquote success with my businesses in New York, getting after it, grinding my face off at the time, but I wasn't happy. I wasn't fulfilled. I was actually like dying a slow death of just sacrificing my soul. And that's when I decided.
People need to get a hobby. My God. Beyond running, I guess. Like, the fact that they all think they're dying because they're not millionaires is a sickness and an illness. I feel like that is exclusive to America. Honestly. Like, the fact that I'm not profiting by inspiring others with my stories of inspiration and interviewing people on YouTube, that somehow is offensive to God himself. It's like, get a clue, people.
Decided to really put the happy in my hustle and make a massive pivot and reinvented myself, you know, and
from what?
The rest is, you know, somewhat history, as they say. But the truth is it's not easy, right? I know it wasn't easy for you, and it takes some cojones, right? You got to like actually, you know, you have to do the thing. If someone's on the fence right now, go ahead.
Jeff, right there for a second. Yeah, my bad, but I just wanted to say this. Like, it's not easy, but if you make it very real for yourself, like literally, like my worst case scenario is that when lockdown's over, I'm going back to my job that makes me miserable. If you paint and visualize that, then the fear of the
So I manifested a fraud case in which I lost my license potentially. That's what I did. I did it on purpose so I could pursue my dreams. Got it. I made it real for myself. Okay.
unknown, it really does turn into excitement, and it makes it a lot less scary. So maybe it's not easy because it does take courage, but if you make it real for yourself, I think you're much more inclined to lean in.
Hell yeah.
No, I definitely agree. And I think there's a lot of people who are probably listening to this and maybe they're on the fence, you know, about actually the reinvention. And I'm wondering what you would say to them.
How come they don't ever ask? Like, so where were you at? Which law or which financial institution were you at? What were you doing? Were you in securities? Were you in bonds? Were you like on Wall Street, like stockbroking? Did you have clients? Did you have an advisor? Like, why don't they ever ask that and go, okay, so what are you doing today? Are you speaking 20% of the time? Like, where have you gone in the past? Like, how about you have an actual, like these interviews are so vague and like, yes, I also reinvented myself and I felt like I was dying. So what do you tell our viewers who are also dying out there? It's like, are we trying to get to know this person for context? Are we just trying to like just regurgitate platitudes? The answer is the second, the latter. Okay. But like, it just bothers me. There's so many real questions we could be asking.
Those people maybe who are on the fence on should they do it or not? I mean, what do you think would be some words of wisdom there?
In the spirit of keeping it real, right, and painting a visual, like it's not even about you, right? Is there somebody out there that you can help if you lean into why you're here? Or better yet, do you have kids? Or is there somebody that looks up to you? I imagine there is, right? I imagine also that you want to tell those people that look up to you to chase their dreams and that they could be anything they want to be in this world. Well, why aren't you, Mom? Right? Like, why aren't you, Uncle Craig? Like, you have to set the tone and the example. So if you're scared, at least do it for the ones that count on you and look up to you and the people that you can help once you lean into your purpose and so forth. And the only other thing I'll say is this. I know there's a lot of people out there that are like well, Craig, that sounds great, but I also have to monetize. You can
Yeah.
100% monetize whatever you're super passionate about because it's an energetic exchange.
Oh, we know.
It's a byproduct.
We
so
know.
you have to lean in and make it less about you and more for either the world or the people that are counting on you.
Do it for the kids.
And that's true. Like, if you want to really make a positive impact, you have to get outside yourself and you have to start focusing on other people and how you can actually serve them. As you know, Tony talks about, Tony Robbins, the secret to living is giving, right? And like giving to others, that's oftentimes the most rewarding, fulfilling thing you can do.
The secret to life is taking. Tony Robbins, 2022.
And if you're stuck in a mundane routine, working a job that you dislike or even hate, unfortunately, you're not going to get to where you can actually serve at your fullest capacity that your creator wants you to and designed you to, right? So that's really what it's about. It's just, and you know, you just think about it, like nothing's guaranteed, man. Like we could go tomorrow, and anytime I think about that, like I almost died last April from a carbon monoxide poisoning and passed out unconscious, and my dog saved my life, actually. Some of the happy hustlers know my story on that one, but man, it really helped put things in.
I'm sorry to laugh. I mean, that would be a tragic death, obviously, but the dogs aren't affected by carbon monoxide? Is that a thing that I didn't know? How'd the dog keep you alive? I want to hear that story. That's the only story I'm interested in so far. I almost died from carbon monoxide. My dog saved me. That's where I decided to start a podcast. I'm sorry.
I do number 2.
Oh, these people.
Perspective, and it doesn't take a near-death accident to do that, but it was something that really, like, man, I just got to go all in and enjoy every moment. And I know you do too, man. I kind of want to pivot here because I'm sure there's a lot of people out here who are like, yeah, Craig, Carrie, that sounds all good, but like,
he's in a
I need
shed,
to make
probably.
money. I want to, you know, maybe share my message, but I just don't know like how to do it. For you specifically, what was your approach to making money initially once you left that job? Like, how did you start to marry your passion to actually make profits?
Scam.
So in the beginning of CLS, and this is good for everybody,
always the answer.
When I broke it down and reverse engineered from that 10-lane highway, and I don't want to be the next Tony Robbins, I don't want to be the first Craig Siegel, but you got to think big. And I looked at what this could be as the Apple of personal development. When I just think of Apple personally, I think of like the market leader. No disrespect to my.
He's the Apple of personal development. Okay. Craig, get a microphone. Get one Apple product in your podcast setup, and I will start to believe you. Get an iPod, for God's sake, something. If you're gonna be the Apple, you gotta have some production value here, which you do not.
My Android fans, it's just what I see. And so in order to get there where we are today, okay, so what do I have to do in the meantime? And all I wanted to do for the first couple months was add value, create content, and build the community. I wasn't worried about monetizing for the first few months. I gave myself that leeway.
Oh, good.
And as I continued to put out content and build a community and build it.
I didn't have to make money for a couple months. Oh, good. Oh, God. Thank God. Phew. That is so unique. That is so interesting that's what happens when you have money. You're able to do stuff for longer. Oh, amazing.
Group and have people interested in what I was doing and serve them. When the time was right, a few months in, I started creating that Hollywood hype and teasing that I was coming out with something, I was going to launch something. People were going to have an opportunity to work with me in some capacity, one-on-one group program, stuff like that. And I'm very humble to say, when I did do that, after promoting it for a little bit, I had 25 one-on-one clients right at the gate. And I just want to be clear, I would never suggest or encourage someone to take on 25 one-on-one clients. It was very draining. It wasn't necessarily the best fits, but I was so grateful that people wanted to do business with me right out the gate. But ultimately,
what were you coaching them to do? Not get arrested? Like, what are you telling these people? You don't even have a business yourself yet. What was the conversations like? What are your goals? Okay, write it down. All right, that's $100,000, please. Thanks. I mean, that's how they all are, I guess. But it's just like, what are your qualifications? Nothing. Cool.
You got to give yourself a very strategic vision. So in my opinion, adding value gets you rich. And so I wanted to create content, put myself out there, give people something to chew on, be energetic, be passionate, and build a little bit of a vibe, so to speak, and some momentum. And then once you have a community, right?
That
And you don't have to
vibe.
just be building a personal brand. Everybody should develop a community in some capacity, because if you ever want to reinvent, they'll come with you because you are the vibe. And so when I put together the strategy, one
I'm
of
the
the
vibe.
lanes was, according to speaking, podcast, book, all that stuff. One of them was coaching. And so I started putting out the content. It was time to launch something. And I started working with people,
Good
and
point.
one thing led to the other. And they started to really expand and scale and so forth. And so I was very strategic, intentional with every single thing that I did. That's not to say everything worked to the T, because entrepreneurship is a little bit of trial and error and so forth. But I wanted to really add value and give, and then start promoting something that was coming and let people know about it. And they signed up, and I never looked back.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in being intentional there.
That's the biggest answer ever. I started building something, I said something was coming, and then something happened. Oh, wow. Yeah. Thank you for explaining that.
There's really the point I want to echo, because I think a lot of people are unintentional with the community that they create, and then they have to almost like rewind and then get more clarity on their brand identity and who they really wish to attract. I know
I thought we had to like just go for it and just take action. This poor guy's like out of his mind in this screenshot. Now we're saying like we have to be intentional with building our communities. I thought the answer 5 seconds ago was just build it, just do it. Inaction is the worst thing you can do. Just go for it and you can pivot along the way. It's like, oh, okay, no, curate your vibe first. Okay, cool. Contradicting information. Got it.
for myself, I started attracting people that I didn't really want to serve initially, and
like
it
who?
was draining. And
tell me more.
that's oftentimes, that's
Who don't
that's
you wanna
what
serve?
happens if you're not intentional. And now I'm so focused on serving high performing entrepreneurs who are heart centered, and they actually passed the beer test, which is the most important test, which I actually have to want to get a beer with them, and it's amazing. Like I look forward to my calls. I'm like, hell yeah, I get to talk to this guy. It's like those are the people I want to surround myself with. And it's just it changes.
I don't know what to even say. I attract people I don't like. Now I attract people I want to get a beer with. It's like, cool. Those people really sound like they need your help for sure. I don't know. Like, what's the point that you're trying to change the world and serve the world? You're a servant leader. And now it's like, I only want to like take money from people I like and they're my friends. Okay, cool.
Everything who you're serving. Now you do have to solve people's problems, right? And that's important. And speaking of problems, I'm just kind of curious, when you did do your reinvention, what was the greatest challenge, aka problem, that you had to overcome, and how'd you do so?
I think just the fact that like, who's gonna want to listen to me?
The
right?
investigation.
Like, it's a very saturated place. There's a million people to choose from, and especially in COVID or the pandemic, if you will, it became very trendy to like go online, become a coach, and it's like.
Do you mean the plandemic, sir? He's getting blurry out of rage that he's like actually referencing COVID as a real thing. Yeah, everyone became a coach. That is true, Craig. So how did you do it differently? Oh, you didn't do it differently? Okay. Come here. Come up. Come on. Uppy, uppy. She's saying all the things. Oh, God. Okay. Thank you, kitty. Thank you. Okay. Back to it.
And remember that app Clubhouse? I'm sure you do. Everybody and their mother was like an influencer and like telling people how they could help people. And so I had to acknowledge that and say, all right, it is a crowded space. But and there's a chapter in my book, and I say this: if you don't clap when you see others win, you're missing the point. Because basically what they're showcasing is that there's a market for it. And I'm a big believer in there's always room for the best. What am I willing to do to become the best? Everything. Put work as much as I can, improve, beat on my craft, put myself out there, make strategic relationships, go to events, and do everything that I can to add the most value. And so now that I knew that, the fact that it was a saturated space, instead of that like paralyzing me or scaring me, I actually said that's great, because eventually the pandemic will be over. And a lot of these wannabe coaches and stuff like that, or influencers, they're going to fizzle out because people will be able to sniff it out in 2 seconds. And I don't have to worry about them. I'm not competing against them, just doing what I'm doing. and marry the process, divorce the outcome. And that's what I did. And sure enough, I think you'll probably agree, even nowadays, like now that the world is wide open and so forth, you see a lot of people that tried to do stuff like this in the pandemic, they're fizzling out. And they're like back, either you never hear from them again, or they're back to their 9 to 5, whatever the case may be. So you have a vision, stick to it, and you got to play the long game, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well said. Speaking of the long game, like I'm curious again, what you think about the future, especially integrating AI to personal branding and like, you know, this online space of deep fakes and, you know, all these people not keeping it real, renting Lambos and kind of putting on this facade of materialistic bullshit. It's just like,
yeah, putting on this facade of walking around an airport with your important business phone call and your Louis Vuitton bag. Yeah, those types of people for sure.
It's ever present, and I just think people who are like raw and unapologetically themselves just absolutely shine. When it comes to the future of online entrepreneurship, personal branding, speaking, writing books, you know, this world that we're in right now, what do you make of it? What do you foresee in the next 18 months?
Yeah,
I think AI, you mentioned that. It's funny because I was skeptical. But the reality is I'm skeptical of a lot of things, but doesn't mean I won't try it. And in regards to AI specifically, you got to lean in. It's not going anywhere. It's freaky as to where we're at now. You can only imagine this is the beginning stage where it's going to go. But if you can utilize it to add value to your business or collapse time and make more of an impact, I think you got to lean into that. And that's what I've been doing recently as well. But in regards to the landscape, like, this isn't for everybody, right? People are going to fizzle out. People can't hack it. You have to stay refreshing. You have to reinvent yourself. You have to stay consistent. There's so many factors that go into being successful, not only in what like me and you do, but in everything in life, right? And so those that are committed to the long game and being consistent and constantly learning and adapting, they're not only going to be just fine, they're going to thrive. And I think the online space, I think it's huge, billions. I mean, the podcast industry, forget about it. If I had the mindset when I started my podcast a couple years ago,
forget about it.
There's a million podcasts. I'm late to the game. Then I would have never started. We have one of the biggest podcasts in this space, with, you know, huge people on it and so forth, sponsored by Mark Cuban. So you can't have.
Sponsored by Mark Cuban. I find that to be highly unlikely. highly unlikely. Why the fuck would Mark Cuban give a shit about Craig Siegel? I'm going to look it up.
Have that mentality. You just got to start where you're at and don't be afraid to be a beginner, right? True. And as I like to say, I'm a big believer in it doesn't take time. It just takes alignment. And once you get aligned, great things begin to happen for you.
Oh, boom. Preach it, brother. But I mean, fun fact, like my book is even called The 10 Alignments. So that's the subtitle. So yeah, I'll have to send you a copy. But
tell me why your brand would have an X over one of his eyes. That's the brand I'm trying to understand. Are you serving the one-eyed community? This cycloptic community? What? I'm cool with them. They're all good to me, but why that emoji as your logo? I just need explanation, please.
Please.
That really is the key, and you got to get started. You don't want the imposter syndrome to hold you back any longer. If you're out there listening to this and you're feeling inspired in any capacity, don't just let it go in one ear and out the other and be passive about it. Be active and take action. That's what it's all about. That's what Craig did. That's what myself did. And that's what anyone who has achieved any type of quote unquote success. And I think everyone needs to define their own version of success, but you have to take action and just start. Now,
but also curate, or else you'll get clients you don't like. Okay, I found on Craig's Instagram this Instagram post. The Commas Coffee. Okay, it's got 1,000 likes, but again, he's got 125,000 followers allegedly, so not that exciting, but okay. It says 3 Commas Coffee. Use code MOTIVATEME for 20% off. Okay, it says Mark Cuban's Coffee for the Motivated Entrepreneur, 3commas.com. Yup, this is absolutely accurate. Dynamic billionaire Mark Cuban has dropped his brand new passion project, 3 Commas, and he's sponsoring the record-breaking podcast, The CLS Experience. His unique and special 3 Commas coffee is for the motivated entrepreneur. Their coffee is direct trade organic Colombian coffee and made from only the finest coffee beans. This thing is off the charts and facilitates my work days. Each coffee bag comes with an inspirational message from Mark Cuban himself. Solely for the CLS community, we have a very special treat. Head to 3commas.com and use promo code MOTIVATE-ME. Thank me later, you dig? Okay, so his coffee company is sponsoring probably 1% of something, and maybe it's just using a code. So let's pump the brakes on that. And it has not, so the 3 coffees, comma thing, 3 commas coffee, has not been updated since 2022, just FYI. So, cool. That's what he's referencing here. So, there you go. A little bit of context, a little bit of reality thrown in there.
This has been phenomenal, man. I know people are probably going to be like, all right, I need to get this guy's book. This is legit. Where can people
So
go
legit.
to pick up a copy?
So legit.
Yeah, you can get the book anywhere you buy books. Barnes & Nobles, Amazon. What I would suggest is go to the reinventionformula.com. And if this comes out or you grab it before it actually launches, then you get access to our launch team, all bonuses, giveaways, a how to reinvent your life toolkit, access to the biggest virtual event we ever threw, which is typically $5,000, all for the price of the book, which is $26. But don't forget to go back to the reinventionformula.com and input your name and confirmation number. And then I love to interact with you guys. I love to hear reviews. I love to hear how you're thinking about the book and so forth. We're also reading the book before it comes out in the launch team. So anywhere you buy books, for sure, the Reinvention Formula.
Whoa. Apologies for interrupting your programming. But I have to tell you, the best investment you can make in yourself is one in which helps you acquire skills.
One
You've
in
probably
which
heard
it
people talk about,
inquires skills.
Oh, just invest in yourself and you'll be successful. Yes, that's true to a degree, but you have to invest in skills that will ultimately help you achieve your desired results. And I think one of the best skills one can possess, be it an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur, is the sales sword. Really knowing how to sell, utilizing pressure-free persuasion, which will make you more money and more impact.
Buy my shit, bitch.
Now, if you want to know how to sell more efficiently and effectively, I just launched
a sales
course called The Proven Roadmap Process to Selling.
Yeah, this looks like really legit. This is what Harvard's online courses look like. The Roadmap, ROADMAP, sales with a fucking $, strategy with a $, guaranteed to increase your conversions and make you more money. Watch this with a $. And the first question is, do you struggle with what to say and when to say it when on sales calls? Do you get to the end of your sales call and your prospect still has objections or is undecided? Wow, this online web page is going to teach you how to force them by knife point to get them to buy. So bad.
Millions of dollars and helping you to increase your conversions, guaranteed. And you can get access to this new sales course.
How much is it? For what? How much?
That The Happy Hustle is launching at thehappyhustle.com/sales. And if you act fast, you'll get it at the lowest price it'll ever be available, because we are launching it and we want to gain amazing testimonials and social proof to further share this knowledge. So if you act fast, you can get it at the lowest price it'll ever be. That's at thehappyhustle.com/sales. Now let's get back to this episode.
All right.
Back to it. Awesome. Yeah, the reinventionformula.com, guys. Definitely check it out. And this is one of those things that, like, why recreate the wheel? If you have someone like Craig who has already figured out how to reinvent and he's done so.
The wheel.
I mean, you really only have been doing this a couple of years, right? The personal branding thing.
Yeah,
dude,
people.
That's impressive.
Thank you, brother. People say like they think it's an overnight success, but what they don't know is I've been working on myself for 15 years. I just finally put it all together. But thank you so much for saying that. I received that, and I appreciate it.
Just looking, other than the book deal, which, sure, I don't know how much or if it's a total lie or how much money he's made. Like, what is the success? What am I supposed, like, he has an apartment. That's all I know. Or he might be renting a studio with a window view. Like, that's the only thing I can be like, okay, well, that requires $3,000 a month. Like, what success have you done? I don't know. You have a podcast. That's about it. Okay. Cool.
Appreciate it.
Seriously, man, it's impressive. Kudos to you, I will say. I always like to ask my guests a couple questions. I call them happy hustle hacks, and they're in a couple different disciplines. First being health. I know health is a priority to you. You're a runner, and in order to just crush it and reinvent and be a happy hustler, you got to have your health dialed in. Do you have a tip or a tool or a tactic in the health arena that's maybe a little unique that we could deem a happy?
Yeah, you snort protein powder. You eat pizza on 5th Street. That's where the bodybuilders go after they go and lift. They go to Marzoli's on 5th. You gotta get the extra oregano, okay? That's my healthy hack for the happy hustlers. You dig? Okay. Lolly H, thank you so much. Lolly H says, uses a parrot character lifting some weights saying keep it up. Well, I think you're an intuitive because you knew that they were going to be talking about exercise and health hacks. And I think you knew that because you're an empath.
I happen to be an empath myself.
And you're really tuned into
the mango frequency.
So, do you know the future, Lolly? Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I thought we were almost done. We're almost done, but we're not as done as it seemed like they were wrapping it up here. But let's take a second. Hold on. Let me open the other screen so I can read the other. His former LinkedIn gone. Where? Hold on. Okay. All right. Back to it. I'll read your comment. If there is such a comment from the person who just joined.
Hustle hack?
I would just say, make it non-negotiable. Like, for me, working out 7 days a week is non-negotiable. And it's not because I want to look great. Yes, that's a great
7 days a
byproduct,
week?
But when I was a bit more unenlightened and immature, obviously looking great, it was the main priority. Now, looking great naked is a beautiful thing.
Thanks, Starry Nights. Starry Nights gifted 10 memberships. Thank you. That's so nice of you. Oh my gosh. Thank you. And for that I say,
You're not freaking fine.
But 10 other people are. Thank you, Starry Nights. I appreciate that. And also, who else? That's it. That's the only thank you I need to give. Hash brown cracker. That sounds awful.
Colts.
Welcome. Thank you for joining. Okay, here we go. Back to the non-negotiable 7-day-a-week workout.
But for me,
Very healthy.
I do my best connecting and soul searching and creative divine downloads. And it's like a portal to expansion for me. You also get an edge if you work out first thing in the morning. You're already ahead of the competition. You cross something off the list. You feel accomplished. It's a dopamine hit. So you got to make it non-negotiable. That's I know it's like it sounds pretty simple, but it's not because not everybody does it. But I would highly encourage everybody to find your thing. For me, I love to run marathons. If I'm not running, I go upstairs and lift weights. Whatever your thing is, I don't care if it's yoga or going for walks. But do something, move your body because that creates a portal for expansion where you're more available.
Creates a portal
for those creative divine downloads. So you got to make it non-negotiable.
Colts. If Western civilization.
It's a portal, the way the Harry Potter books are a portal.
Everything's a portal.
Yeah, those creative divine downloads. Well said. And I mean, like, health is definitely a priority in my life. One of the 10 alignments is optimized health. And, I'm going to the hot springs right after this. I got a hot springs and a gym combined out here in Montana. So you can do natural thermal soaks, cold plunges, and a workout all the while getting a smoothie from the smoothie bar. So, yep, it's a good spot.
Yeah, he's got it all figured out, y'all. He's in Montana doing the cold, hot smoothie trifecta. That's 3 steps to get to ultimate superiority. There you go.
One of the highlights of my day. And I just had my soccer game. Yeah, man, you got to come visit, man. I welcome a visit from CLS someday.
I would love it.
Anyway, man, let's do it.
I'm good.
I want to talk about money. We talked about it a bit, but I know your background on Wall Street will probably have an interesting answer here.
Yeah.
I like to
Very
think about
interesting.
money as a frequency. It's a tool. It makes you more of who you are, right? But I'm curious.
Your money makes you more of who you are. It's a very interesting concept. So if you have less money, you are less of who you are. Okay. Interesting theory.
If you have a happy hustle hack, maybe something you do to save or invest or spend wisely that you can share with the happy hustlers and deem it a happy hustle hack.
Yeah. So one thing that you have to do is you have to build your container for wealth, right? So like, there's a reason why there's a statistic that most lottery winners and so forth end up losing everything and then some after they win it, because their container wasn't big enough to hold it. And I don't mean like physically in a bank. I mean like what you believe you're worthy of. And you nailed it. Money is an energy. It's not a thing. It's not an actual physical thing, right? So let's just dismiss that. But start believing that you're worthy of attracting wealth. You pay for things, you invest in a coach, you invest in this, you invest in that, and money comes back to you as well. And it's a never-ending flow. And so you have to build your container, because if your container is small, but your money is big, you're going to lose it. You can't have more money than the container, essentially. So you got to grow your container, what you're worthy of, what you're available for. Start expecting without being arrogant to receive money and blessings and so forth.
Craig?
And by doing this, you're able to
Where are
hold
you?
more wealth and attract more wealth. So it starts with the mindset, right? The money does not have power over you. It's just a tool. Like you said, it's just a thing. You can use it to do great things with it. You give it out, it comes back in. It's a never ending flow. And let's make a commitment to dismiss that it has some sort of power, or it's not available to us, or it's only available to a certain type of person. That's not true. That's just the limiting belief that we were born with, that we accumulated over time, parent, society, whatever the case may be. And now that we know that, we can remove that and replace it with something a little bit more empowering. And one of the great tangible ways to do that is to constantly work on yourself and believe you're worthy of it, and build up that container so you can not only attract more, but you can contain more wealth as well.
I don't know what the fuck any of that meant. All right, we're gonna take a 5-second break so I can pee, because I've been chugging water and I've had coffee, and I just gotta handle my business. You know what I mean? Okay, so BRB, 2 minutes max. Okay. I lied, I'm back. That was like at least 2.5 minutes for sure. I was on New York time, you know. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta live the way you gotta live the way you feel like you wanna live at any given time, you know? You gotta tell the people
this is the best way to do it. Am I right? Yeah. You know that's right. I'm from South Street, 144th and 209th Street. Right in the corner, that's where my house is. Represent. All right. East Side. Here we go. Back to it. Thank you for sticking around.
Yeah, that's another great point, man. The container, like, and I think a lot of people struggle with that worth. That, you know, like, they often undercharge what they're worth, or they don't demand their value, and it's like it's going to be very difficult to achieve the abundance that you seek if you don't grow that container and change those money blocks inside, you know, your own psyche. While we're on that topic, what's the best money that you've ever spent while reinventing yourself for your business? Something specific.
My lawyer to keep me out of
Coaches
prison.
and mentorship. And I used to have like this mentality that I'll figure it all out myself, or who's going to do it as good as me. But the reality is that's a scarcity mindset. And I caught that and acknowledged it. And I don't know what I don't know, brother. And I want to be around people that aren't necessarily better than me, but are a little bit further ahead, because it's contagious. And then I can minimize the inevitable dummy taxes that they probably paid. So I want to be around people that can propel my growth in different areas of life. And not only do I not have a problem paying for stuff like that, I'm actually all about it. I feel like I have an edge, an advantage. If I'm able to invest in myself by investing in people that can help me get further ahead and fill me with knowledge and wisdom, that's a beautiful thing. And I encourage everybody to lean into that.
Especially me, because I happen to be a coach.
Yeah, no, I'm a big proponent of coaches, mentors, masterminds, getting out there and really learning from people who have walked the path before you. Let's talk about spirituality. You know, you seem deeply spiritual. For me, it's not about religion.
Why would you get that vibe? Why would you think that? What gave it away? What is spiritual about Craig? I don't feel those vibes at all.
You know, or one God or another. It's just about connecting to a higher power and really just having faith in something bigger than yourself. Well, what would you say is a happy hustle hack for spirituality? Something that you do, maybe that's a little unique to connect to a higher power.
Yeah, so I've become super spiritual in the last couple of years, and my faith means so much to me, and I love exploring it. I'm seeking and so forth. And I grew up Jewish, but I want to say I'm not super
Mazel
big.
tov.
Thank
I'm
you,
half
brother.
Jew.
Hell yeah.
Just I'm Jewish, I say.
Understood.
All right, what was that? What was that? Was that supposed to be like a joke or what? That was a little weird. Okay. Let me just rewind that for a second.
Up Jewish, but I want to say I'm not super
Mazel
big.
tov.
Thank
I'm
you,
half
brother.
Jew.
Hell yeah.
Just I'm Jewish, I say.
Understood.
My mom's Jew. My mom's Jewish. My dad's Catholic, technically. So.
Oh, so that means you're really Jewish then.
I was going to say,
the mom.
If your mom's Jewish, then you're really Jewish. That's what I have always heard. From my Jewish friends in high school, okay? If your dad was Jewish and your mom wasn't, it was like, well, you're kind of Jewish. I don't know. There's a lot of rules in Judaism, if you didn't know. That was a little bit like, I don't know. I guess he was trying to be like, ah, ha, ha. Or maybe it was a Freudian slip or something, but a little odd there.
Yeah.
So for me, like,
what's the guy's name? What's the senator? God, what's his name? I did a whole video about him, multiple videos. George Santos, George Scamtoes. He's also Jewish, according to his lies.
I think religion, just like politics, has become very divisive. And I would rather us just all be on the same page. And so I encourage everybody to lean into whatever your thing is. For me, it's God. My relationship with him is very, very strong. We speak often. You mentioned the near-death experience. Last year, this time also in August, I was hit by a speeding car in Manhattan, hit and run. Hit me and went through 2 red lights. And I just want to be clear, I didn't almost get hit. I got smashed in a speeding car, and I walked away physically unscathed. Mentally, I was shaken up, and it took me a while to process that.
Were you in a car, or you were on foot?
I was a pedestrian. Yeah, foot.
Holy
car hit right
shit!
And I just want to be.
So how did? So what is he saying? That he was so physically strong that the car didn't affect his body by being hit by it? but mentally he was weak. What? Hold on. I need to go back just a quick second. He was hit by a car, but he walked away unscathed because of his own mental strength. I don't understand.
It took me a while to process that.
Were you in a
But I
car
know that
or you were on?
Let me go back.
And I would rather us just all be on the same page. And so I encourage everybody to lean into whatever your thing is. For me, it's God. My relationship with him is very, very strong.
I went back.
We speak often. You mentioned the near-death experience. Last year, this time also in August, I was hit by a speeding car in Manhattan, hit and run. Hit me, went through 2 red lights. And I just want to be clear, I didn't almost get hit. I got smashed in a speeding car, and I walked away physically unscathed.
It's smashed by
Mentally,
a car.
I was shaken up, and it took me a while to process that.
Were you in a
But I
car
know that
or you were on foot?
I was a pedestrian. Yeah, foot.
Holy
Car hit right.
shit!
And I just want to be clear that I know that my time wasn't up yet because it's for a much bigger reason, and we have a lot more to do. And so
Okay, so God saved him from God didn't save him from being hit by the car. He just saved him from dying from it because he has to sell more copies of this book. That makes sense. That sounds what God, like what I believe religion is or spirituality is. God watching out for us somewhat. You know, not the speeding car. He was busy during that moment, but the moment afterwards where I was like, die or keep alive. He's like, does he have a book to sell? And God said, yeah, I think so. Okay, well, keep him alive. We need a good Craig looking out for us down below, I guess.
So, and I think that the reason why that happened is because I'm so connected and I surrender and flow and I just communicate all the time and I love it.
Will you survive a car accident? Are you connected to flow? Are you flowing with God all day or not? That will be the deciding factor for sure.
And then also the spirituality, like the quantum and the energy stuff of being a vibrational match and leaning into that. I think that's huge too. But it's not really one or the other. Like it's God and then it's the spiritual stuff. It's the energetic stuff. This is a spirit having a human experience. My 5'7.5" vessel is obviously not as handsome as yours, but it is what it is. But what's most important is the soul inside, right? The soul having a human experience and so far. And so between that, I feel like we're limitless beings and my faith with God that I work on every single day. And that's what's so important to me. And the beautiful thing is when you do have something or someone that you believe in that's bigger than yourself, you can never really be crippled because you always have that faith that even if something happens that you can't understand why at the moment, you know, for whatever reason, it's protecting and propelling you to something much greater down the road.
Do you say you can't be crippled? You can't be crippled if you believe in God. Everyone knows that. Wow. He's like, so tell me about your spirituality. Are you spiritual? Yeah, I was hit by a car and God didn't let me get hurt because I talked to him all day. Okay. Good story. Thank you so much.
Heck yeah, man.
Heck yeah.
I mean, that's beautifully said. And, you know.
Was it?
I believe like everything happens for a reason. I know it's cheesy, but I do. And to your point, like all those adversities that I've overcome and that you've overcome have forged our character and made us strong.
What adversities have y'all overcome? They didn't have mango at the smoothie bar. Oh my God. The adversity. Oh, Craig. Oh, I scammed people and they caught me. Oh, yeah. So much adversity you all overcome here. Give me a break.
Stronger to better serve our community and to the world. And I think that's really, for me, like I've explored a ton of different religions. From Taoism to, Christianity to Judaism and a bunch of others. And I just believe it's important to just have faith, something bigger than yourself, connect to God and a higher power. That's, really, I pray every day. And just, I think it comes down to gratitude too, just having gratitude for everything you have in this life and everything you don't. If you have 5 fingers and you don't have a disease that's, potentially causing one of those fingers to fall off, like you can have gratitude for everything and everything you don't have.
But do your logos have both eyes? No gratitude given. I would have gratitude if there's 2 eyes there, but there's only one, so I can't write it down in my journal. Katie Pfeiffer, thank you so much, Katie Pfeiffer. Katie says, even though Craig says money isn't real, have some. Thank you. I'm in the camp of believing that money is real. And money is real, especially when I am in possession of it, because I can then buy Taro all the snacks in the whole world. And she can get new toys, and she can get more cat scratcher. I need to actually buy her a new scratching post. So this donation to me will go directly to the Taro Cat Scratcher Fund, the TSF, the TSF. I have TSF, a Tarot Scratching Fund. So thank you. I'll put that in there and you can get a tax write-off. Okay?
You do not need glasses.
I just wanted to tell you that in case you were thinking about putting them on today, everybody. Also,
take off your glasses and go drive a vehicle.
That's an insult for all of you that aren't right now donating immediately to Tarot Scratch Fund. Okay? Also,
get off your butt.
And also,
you have to think instead of sitting around eating Skittles and watching Oprah reruns. It's bad because it's stupid and you're normal.
That's a very unused clip that I used from Dave Ramsey. Thank you, Katie. Thank you so much. Okay, we're really actually almost done now, finally.
So it's just it's a mindset, and I really think it's cool that you're going deep down this rabbit hole too. So awesome, man. This has been phenomenal, yeah. Craig. I mean, I loved connecting with you, brother. Let's run you through the Happy Hustle rapid fire round, and then we'll wrap this interview up. So this is basically just where I ask you random things and you answer honestly. First thing that comes to mind. Are you ready?
Ready.
I'm ready to rock.
All right. Favorite food? Go.
Pizza.
Cheeseburgers.
Okay.
Favorite movie?
Goodfellas.
The Dark Knight Rises.
It's about me. It's an autobiographical movie about my life.
Okay.
Nice. Favorite book?
My own, The Reinvention Formula.
The Power of Positive Thinking.
Ooh, yep. Favorite workout?
Doing push-ups on 54th Street.
Long runs.
What's your spirit animal?
The lion. I love lions. I go to the Central Park Zoo. They got a lion down there. Its name's Lenny. He's been there for 55 years, and he's the best. We are buddies. We go way back. We roar downtown and Broadway at 54th and Broadway. I'm coming with other streets. We go way back. We used to hang out at the Lion's Mane bar, me and Lenny, before they encapsulated him in a cage down in Central Park. It was different times back then in Central Park. They let them roam free. Now they gotta put them behind a cage. Yeah.
All right. That did not make sense. I apologize. All right. Favorite animal, Craig?
Shark.
Shark. Shark. That's his favorite animal, is shark. God, that's telling. That's telling.
Nice. Make the sound of your Happy Hustle reinvention rebel yell.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Going down to 54th. Broadway.
All right.
Bye.
Wait. Sorry, I ruined it. We gotta rewatch that moment. He's like, do your best yell.
Nice. Make the sound of your Happy Hustle reinvention rebel yell.
Bye.
Love it. Best business advice.
Bang.
Best business advice.
If you're gonna get caught for fraud, you better make sure that you reinvent yourself really, really quickly. All right, you gotta make sure that you go get a barber cut down on 49th. Then you gotta get the new threads down on 2nd. And then you gotta take the number 2 subway down to your lawyer's office and make sure you're not going to prison anytime soon, because that definitely is something you don't want to do. Take it from me. I'm an expert, not trying to go to prison. So my best advice is get a good lawyer, hustle all day, and when you do get caught for scamming and scheming, then you go and you get yourself out of jail, and then you start motivating others. That's what I would say. Okay, sorry.
Go for it.
Whatever
that is you're most grateful for.
Go for it.
Being alive.
Oh, wait. What are you most grateful for? Being alive. Okay.
Being resourceful. And then I finally identified my purpose.
Love that. And if you had a billboard for the world to see with your last piece of content on it, Greg, what's that billboard read?
The best pepperoni pizza. You can find it in Queens. It's a little place called Pizza Hut. They got the best deals. You can get 1 pizza for $5.99, or you can get 2 pizzas for $6.99. It's a no-brainer. That's what I would say on my billboard.
Why not you?
Boom. Crushed that, man. You are an impressive human, Craig, and I'm grateful to just rock the mic with you. And for future collabs, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge you, man, for sharing your love, your light, your wisdom, your reinvention formula with the world. And yeah, man,
What's
just
the
excited
formula?
to see
I missed it.
what you created to future collab with you and have you out to Montana sometime.
Okay,
So thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Hell yeah. I would love that. And thank you so much, brother. It's just the beginning of the friendship.
Heck yeah, man.
Heck
now,
yeah.
I do want to just tie a bow on everything we talked about. If you could just distill all the things that we discussed into one sentence for the happy hustlers, leave them with that one sentence.
Life is short. Scam away. You will find
Become
another
available. Receive the creative divine downloads. Think and play bigger. And lean in.
Huh?
Love that, Craig. And final.
He took like every trope and put it into one sentence. Good job, Craig. Good job. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. He's going to ask him another question. Like how many questions? He's already asked in this, like all these things. Sam Tires. Thank you so much. Sam Tires says, Tarot's Scratcher Fund. Thank you so much. Thank you. For that I say,
It's not $5,000. It's not $2,000. It's not $10,000. It's a lot of money.
that's how big the Tarot Scratcher Fund is. Thank you. We will cure her one day. And then the result of that will be that she has unlimited scratchers for herself. Also,
Why does this sound cold every second?
thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. Okay. Final thoughts, Craig. Get it out.
Question, man. What does happy hustling mean to you?
It means I'm taking money and not going behind bars. Am I right?
Working hard and having the best time doing it. And I want to be very clear, because I used to hear this quote, you probably heard it as well. When you find what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And I want to give a caveat to that. Make no mistake about it. When you find what you love, you'll never feel like you're working a day in your life, because technically you and I are working right now, but it doesn't feel like work because we're connected, we're adding value, and it's a great conversation. So hell yeah.
Yeah, mic drop. Guys, check out thereinventionformula.com and Craig Siegel and CLS and everything he's doing online. Where's the best place for people to follow you online?
At NewYorkRikersIsland.com. Just kidding. Okay.
You could search my mugshot.
All right. So that was Carrie Jack. So I'll add him to the list of people we should look into. See about his life story. Carrie Jack, the happy hustler. Like I said, he's got all of the schemers on his stuff, and he sells a sales course. So and also he seems to be into the pipeline, like the COVID's a scam type of stuff. He's in Montana, probably the pro-masculine movement. This guy, he's got no views though. For having almost 100,000 subscribers to get 45 views from something that's been on for 3 years. Like, can't you get 50 of your best friends, your besties, to go like this maybe, or to watch it or something? Like, this is like unbelievably low numbers. Like, that's when you know that you should like do something else, pivot, reinvent yourself. 15 views in 2 years, when it looks like you've invested time and effort and energy into this, like, that's not good. This is crazy low. The only one that's big is Montana Mastermind Epic Camping Adventure. That somehow is 200,000. But the rest are like ridiculously low. My God. Okay, so this one, for example, over 1 billion views. How to create viral content and make your message matter with Travis Believes. I don't know who this is. It was from 1 year ago. It's 215,000 views, 24 comments. Something adding up here, Carrie. Something is not adding up here. This does not seem legit. Let's look at another one. The world's premier full-spectrum infrared portable sauna. It's a minute 50 video. It's got 212,000 views as 22 comments. Okay, this person is lying. This person is not okay. This person is a red flag.
This situation is a red flag.
This person is not okay.
This person is not okay.
Anyways, okay, that was Crary Jack. We'll add him to the list. This is also a long one. I don't know if we might have to save this for another one. It's another 45-minute one. It's How to Unlock a Bulletproof Mindset. This has 142 views from another person named Anthony Trucks. And at least he's got a nice looking studio. You know, at least he's put some money into it. Craig, he's still in his space with that boat behind him every minute. This one has 27 views. That one is even more interesting to me. And this person who looks like a teenager, he's got 733 subscribers. How did they match up? Is there any research that goes into this? Is it just give your time to anybody? I guess so. I suppose, but it just seems like bad ROI, right? Like, what are you really, getting out of this? I'm not sure. Okay, there's like incredibly high music, and this is incredibly low quality video, as you can see. This is his video. This is not my computer that's doing this. A little insight into his speaking, okay? This is on Craig's YouTube. He's got 46 views from 2 years ago. This is one comment says, I remember when you went to LA for a biz trip and filmed with Meltzer and had your seminar. You captured the audience's attention and kept it. Your presence and confidence oozing through your body language. So good, so proud, so much to look forward to. It's only the beginning. Well, that's so nice. Okay, this is his keynote speaker reel. All right, you ready? You dig? You ready? Here we go.
Look, with the right confidence and self-belief, it's not what can I do? It's what can I do?
To me, if you didn't have the visual cue that shows that it's two different phrases, it sounds like he said, it's not what can you do, it's what can you do? Yeah, like that's you're asking the same question, right? No. Inflect, Craig, inflect.
With the right confidence and self-belief, it's not what can I do? It's what can I do?
Introducing.
We don't get to do this twice. We're only here for a short amount of time. We gotta make the.
Do you think this was that they're a baseball cap group, baseball cap salesman that he's speaking to? Okay, sorry.
Short amount of time. We gotta make the most of every single second. When you guys find something that you absolutely love, the money's gonna come. I want you guys to write down 3 words.
Make the most of every single second. Don't breathe for a second. Make the most of that money. Are you selling every second? Sell every second. The SES, the SES formula. Sell every second. If you love something, the money will just come magically. Okay, good advice. Thank you.
Why not you? Why not you? It's the same 3 words I said to myself 3 years ago when I went from being unable to run a mile without stopping, to running 4 marathons within 6 months. Looked myself in the mirror, I said, why not you?
This music is crazy.
Every single person in this room is capable of absolute greatness. There's a big misconception that change takes a very long time. It does not. And I teach you guys how to elevate your state on command so that any single time you need it, confidence like that. Another tool that I want to speak to you guys about is anchoring. Anchoring gives you the ability to elevate your state on command. So by doing these techniques, changes everything in life.
I thought anchoring to the harbor of, our lives is the worst thing you could do, that you actually need to leave the harbor to go into the ocean to pursue your dreams and safety. Now we're saying anchor. Okay.
The most dynamic people are those who can dictate their inner experience. I know all of you want to do even better. You guys all want to improve. Look yourself in the mirror and say 3 words. Why not you? Thank you guys so much for having me.
That was me. Why is it so blurry? I've never seen a blurrier video.
Cultivate lasting symphony.
What does that mean? We don't know. We've never, other than it's his initials, there's been no explanation as to what that actually is supposed to mean. So that's his speaking style. So like I said, it seems a little low end, beginning level. He's talking to rooms of tens of people were there cheering me on. Like, hey, everyone's got to start somewhere, but you're selling yourself as like a super successful mogul. It's like, come on. The only mogul is Rachel Hollis, as we know. We know that already.
But also...
okay, here is a show that apparently is on actual TV that I think you can pay to be on, I think, is the vibe I'm getting. It's called Lift Off with Janine Walden. And I looked into it a little bit, this one. And apparently it's like on like Roku or something. I don't know. Or you can watch it on in Tampa and in Atlanta, I believe. But this is her show, and it's only 4 minutes, so I figured, hey, let's watch it. It's got 26 views. What could go wrong? All right, Lift Off with Janine Walden.
Welcome back. Craig Siegel is a value-based and high-energy global keynote speaker and rising thought leader. Featured in Entrepreneur, he's endorsed by some of the world's most well-known celebrities, athletes, and entrepreneurs. Craig joins us now to talk about one of my
She's got a framed picture that says she's a bug mom. Does that mean that she owns bugs or what? Please go into detail about that after the break. What it makes me a bug mom? I'll show my beetle collection after the break. Okay, here we go. The best athletes in the world love Craig.
Personal favorite subjects, reinvention. Craig, welcome to Lift Off.
Thank you so much for having me. There's literally no place in the world I'd rather be. Let's have some fun.
All right, let's do it.
There's no place in the world he'd rather be. He said that already. Oh my God. Is he an insincere person?
There's literally no place in the world than I would rather be than right here with you.
Heidi is jealous. She is quaking in her boots.
See, you are going to jump on the chair up and down. We don't know what's going to happen when we're having this conversation.
It's true.
So, Craig, talk about reinvention. How do you define reinvention and why is it important?
Yeah, it's such a good question. So one of the things that I want to come across right now to the world is defining what reinvent. I want to reinvent the word reinvention. And I don't think it's starting over. I think it's what is that one thing that we have deep inside that we've been denying, the one thing that we've been putting off that we're dying to do. And that's what I want to help people lean into, because just to be clear, we should absolutely have it all in life. The career to die for, the relationships, the wealth, all of it. And I know a lot of people right now are struggling and underachieving. I know that because that was me. And I want to show everybody that reinvention is ready when you are.
So you're not just passionate about this. You're so passionate about it. You wrote a book called The Reinvention Formula. What inspired you to write it all down and share it with other people?
Well, we learned in the last episode that Wiley Publishing, which published Ed Milet's book, allegedly came to him and said, "Do you want to write a book?" And he said, "Yeah, I guess so." So that was the story that he told. Let's see what he says now.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, prior to the pandemic, I had spent 13 years on Wall Street and I was making money. And at that season of life, I consider that to be successful. And just to be clear, making money is absolutely a part of success, but it's a part of success. I wasn't really fulfilled. And I found myself in a little bit of a dark season. And then I started running a bunch of marathons.
I guess that's what he's going to call the alleged maybe scandal, most likely scandal that he's gone through where he loses his broker's license, allegedly. The dark period, the dark season. And then he started running marathons, so it's all good. He solved it immediately.
I'd never been a runner. In fact, you couldn't pay me to run. Now, ironically, I'm paying to run marathons. But I started to find myself and get confidence again. And then the pandemic happened. And for the first time in my life, I just got quiet. And I took a second to really reassess. If not now, then when? It occurred to me in that moment, this is more than just a passion. This is my assignment. And I put together a whole vision and I started my CLS personal brand. And one of the things on my vision board was to write a book. And it's everything I know to be true about myself and the world right now. And look, love me or hate me, I know hard to believe anyone would hate me. One thing you couldn't deny is I totally reinvented myself. And when I start every speaking engagement, I usually say to people, how many of you think that you're here for something much bigger than you're currently settling for? And usually everybody raises their hand. Yes. And that was me for 35 years. So I wrote the reinvention formula to show people not only is reinvention ready, you're never too old, it's never too late, but how? And it's all the tips that I've used and learned over the years in one vessel.
Huh, that's really interesting. And you said something at the very beginning of this discussion about when the pandemic hit, you became quiet and you had a chance to think. And that really is something that people overlook. Just having that quiet moment to create a mindset and have a good mindset. Why do you think it's important for someone to have a good mindset when they're struggling?
Yeah, I think mindset is everything. Mindset will separate the best from the rest. And when you get really quiet, and for all your listeners, I say just have a practice, whether it's running, meditation, prayer, whatever's good for you. But mindfulness is the portal to expansion. Because when you're quiet, you could really connect. That's when the downloads come. So everybody should be really intentional and strategic with their mindset. And one tangible way for your listeners to do that is just be super intentional with your thoughts. And if you're not liking the feedback that you're getting from the universe, just understand thoughts are not facts. And you can actually choose a more empowering thought.
Okay, here's the reinvention formula finally. Why not you? Clarity follows action. Reinvention is ready when you are. It doesn't take time. It just takes alignment. Okay, cool. That's not a formula. Those are 4 random sentences.
Which will create more empowering beliefs.
Step 1, step 2 would be a formula, or this plus this minus this equals this. Someone tell him what a formula is.
Beliefs, obviously actions, and then results. So mindset is everything, and a lot of people don't realize that they have a choice. They can be intentional with the positive thoughts they allow to take up real estate inside their mind.
Such great advice. So I hope everyone listening and everyone watching takes everything you said to heart. And I really appreciate you being on the show, Craig.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, everybody. We'll be back with more after the break.
When I talk about my bug children. This is Lucy the ladybug. She's my daughter. Okay. Thank you, Janini. Janini, get yourself a panini, girl. You deserve it. Janini panini. All right. Hold on. I minimized a window. I need it back. Okay, there we go. So let's do. We're already at 250. I don't want to go too long today. Let's watch the one video that had literally no views. It was only a couple minutes. I think that one, and maybe we'll watch some of his Instagram or his shorts because they're kind of succinct about his style. That might be the best way to do it. Then we can always come back and do a Craig part 2 when I have more information. Okay, let's see. Let me just search Craig. Remember I told you I was like looking last night for information or for like what to show. And there's a lot of hidden gems here, I think, given the view count. Okay, let's do it. 36 views. Okay. 144 views, 26 views, 31 views, 111 views, 79 views. Okay, this one's got 1.6, but it's still long. We need a shorter one. 12 views. 35 views. But we need to find the one that surpasses them all. The 0 viewed. what was it called? I forget. It was them in it was like the Chance. Oh yeah, it was on Dylan Smith. Okay. Here it is. Dylan Smith. Supreme. He is here to make a difference, share my story, help as many people as I can. No on is alone. Make time, not excuses. Okay. This is who we're going to watch interview Craig. Once again, no on is alone. Okay. Stop making excuses. I have a YouTube channel. I don't even know how to spell. What's your excuse? Okay, Craig. Okay, I can't spell Craig. Craig. Here it is. 6 views. You guys did this. This has been 0 views for 6 months. Proof is on my Instagram, okay? 6 people broke the seal here because I put it on Instagram. Last night, I swear to God, this was 0 views, no views. I've never seen that on YouTube ever. Dylan himself could not bring himself to watch this video. Okay, here we go. This again is titled Being Able to Sit Down with Craig Siegel, Talk How to Dream with Your Eyes Open. All right, buckle up.
3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? I am greeted again with the amazing Craig Siegel. I'm getting very fortunate to be sitting next to you more and more and more.
Okay, he doesn't seem foreign, so I am going to retract my language barrier comment. It seems like he's got a very strong American accent.
What do you think of A to B comment now?
Love it. Love every second of it. I love the people that you guys are attracting. Most importantly, I love the core message here. Everybody is having success in a different lane, so to speak, a different arena, but there's a lot of commonalities on what helps people get from A to B. And I think that the people that are here are getting so much value from hearing different ways, so to speak, to skin a cat. It's priceless.
I appreciate that. And with you've been to many conferences, you've hosted conferences, you've worked with a lot of the top dogs.
Can you hear it?
What are your thoughts on that versus this kind of atmosphere? It's a little more intimate than you guys are used to. What are your thoughts on intimate versus the big stages like what Ken Johnson hosts, the big stuff?
Yes.
So I guess this guy has a conference, an intimate conference Dylan runs. How much does that cost? Because they should be paying them to go to this, given the quality of what I've seen thus far.
So it really depends on your preference. I like the intimacy because it gives you an opportunity to interact and really get to know some of the speakers. And it's
Amen.
part of the family, but also you get to pick their brain, ask them a question, go grab a coffee with them, whatever the case may be. And I think those small, intimate interactions are what gives you the most value, because everyone can hear someone from a stage, but having an opportunity to interact one-on-one a little more intimately, I think that makes all the difference. So I love this specific style that you guys set up. It's great.
I appreciate it, and it means the word you were able to come today. What is your advice to somebody who wants to host events or be on a stage with greats like you, Ken, Jocelyn, a lot of the cats here? Say they're in their bedroom right now and they want to get to point B, let's say. Yeah. What is your advice to go?
Just do it. I don't know. I can hear it, but I don't know if you guys can hear it. Maybe the other one's better. Craig Siegel sits down with us to share you need to take action and get out of your comfort zone. Dylan, hire somebody, be an entrepreneur, hire somebody to proofread your YouTube page. Okay, this has 5 views from 8 months ago. 1 like.
There's a lot of role models.
Okay. Where are you? This looks like an under construction, like where is this? Is this a vacant office building? Look at this. Tarp and bricks and everything. What conference is this? Okay, I'm gonna lower it a little bit.
A lot of amazing leaders. Today I'm very lucky to be sitting with the one and only Craig Siegel, who's just completed first event or no?
First real one.
First real event, and if anybody in the event...
He just completed his first real event. Okay. Good for you, man. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. I tried, Dylan. I can't even click on anything. Dylan, who are you? Dylan Smith? Where am I ever find you?
If you're struggling in school, don't worry, you got this. All you have to do is figure out where you're struggling and focus on one thing a day. one math problem a day, one science question a day, ask one more question today, stay 1 hour later after class today, and do that incrementally, and it will all add, I promise. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid.
All right, maybe I should make fun of him. I don't know what he's got going around, what he's got going on. But hire somebody, man. If you're gonna get into this space, you gotta hire somebody to help you out here. All right, let's get off of that. All right, let's go to Craig. Back to Craig. Let's see what he's got going. Let me see his reels. We can look at his reels. We can look at his. Actually, let me look at his YouTube shorts. I think those are different. Those are more like scripted ones. Siegel. Okay. Shorts. Oh, they're the same. Okay. Highly viewed. Highly viewed. Just kidding. This one's got 3 views. It's called The Traits of Winners. Ready?
The 3 most important characteristics of the most successful people I know are as follows. Number 1, they have discipline. They're willing to do whatever it takes, including waking up earlier than the rest of the world. Number 2, their sphere of influence. They surround themselves with people that can elevate them. They're not afraid to ask for help. And number 3, their self-belief. They simply believe that they can accomplish anything. You want more tips like this? Follow the CLS Experience podcast and thank me later. You dig? The 3 most important.
You dig? Okay, cool. So, wake up early, surround yourself with powerful people, and believe in yourself. Got it. Very unique. Thank you so much. Let's see. Unlocking the mystery of missing clarity. He's walking down the streets of New York for this information.
Here's why you can't find clarity. Clarity follows action, not the other way around. Fortune favors the brave. Get your hands dirty. Here's why you can't find.
Lower the music. Elevate your life now with Real Talk Kim. Okay, Real Talk Kim is a preacher, pastor. I don't know the difference. I know priests. That's all I ever grew up with. Priests and nuns. There was no preachers, pastors, ministers. There was only priests. So I'm unfamiliar with the difference, but she is. Oh, she might have blocked me. She probably definitely blocked me. She's a person who preaches the gospel. She's a Christian influencer, and I think she has a church, but she wears Gucci and drives a G-Wagon, and that's her shtick, the prosperity gospel, whatever. So here's that.
This is the season that's preparing you for next. What you're going through right now is free life college, and you ain't got one student loan to pay back. Like, you are getting so much. I'm talking, you got stuff to talk about now. You got the wit, you got the champion bloodline now. Because what should have killed you only made you stronger. This season that you're in right now is literally getting you to a place of elevation.
Said when you come home, let's just say after a crappy day, don't hide your emotions. It's okay to let the kid know that you had a day or something was bothering you, but then allow them to see how you handle it and what you do about it.
What you do is what they'll do. If you give this impression as an adult that, oh, I've got it all together.
It's called Near-Death Experiences with Dr. Caroline Leaf.
Don't ever have it all together. And kids know that, but they don't know how to verbalize. They don't know how to process. But deep down inside, they recognize they're intuitive enough. I mean, babies recognize things. It's just that, we've underestimated what children's ability is to perceive things, but they don't yet have the language and, the ability to sort of, what does that mean? And that's why as adults, if we can model and say, I had a bad day because this happened, you're gathering awareness and reflecting and explaining, you are modeling the child how to not just be a.
So parental advice from Craig and Dr. Caroline Leaf about near-death experiences. I don't know.
How does someone
do with anything? Oh.
How does someone out
Marissa Peer, okay, she's controversial for sure. Says, how does someone out there
begin to love themselves a little bit more?
Do you know, loving yourself is actually quite easy. So there's a couple of things. One is when you look in the mirror, go, look, there you are.
you're a really nice person. Don't think I've got to say, oh, look, I'm amazing. I've got great skin. Just go, hey, look at you. You're a good person. You got a good heart. There you are. You're a lovely person. So there are 3 ways.
She's very litigious. Moving on.
Nobody is ever defeated until you accept defeat as a reality. Dust yourself off, get back on the horse, keep trying, take the lessons and apply them to future endeavors. You don't fail, you learn.
Okay.
If I can give advice to 18-year-old Craig, it would be this. Just go for it. Why not you? Stop thinking about what could possibly go wrong and start leaning into what can go right. What could your life look like if you take that shot? Nobody's ever regretted taking a shot and failing, but everybody regrets not taking that shot. Just go for it. You'll figure it out along the way. If I can
You dig?
As long as we can see a little bit of opportunity, if we can get up, we can stay up. All of a sudden, now we have a new path. And don't be surprised how quickly things are happening. If you're not where you want to be right now, whether it's relationship, a business, income, relationship with your kid, whatever the case may be, forgive yourself. Know better, do better. We forgive ourselves, and all that matters is what we do next. As long as we can see a little bit of opportunity.
What is the point? Why does any company hire these people to read them Instagram motivational quotes? Does it actually do anything? I think no. I think not. Give me a vacation day. I'd rather be alone in my apartment than have to go to a work event where I gotta listen to one of these yahoos talk about their life story.
I distinctly remember being in my kitchen on my wife's iPad and reading all of these articles with some version of the headline, "When are things going to get back to normal?"
I had this awakening in my kitchen.
And there was just something about the wording of that that really rubbed me the wrong way. I had like a visceral reaction to that, and I didn't know why at the time.
Brad Stolberg.
But later, in researching and writing this book, I learned that things never get back to normal.
The music of a ceremonial civilization.
There is incredible power in learning how to be uncomfortable. And
Embracing Discomfort, a deep dive with Melissa Urban on Whole30 and personal growth. My guess is that Craig, even though he may have lost his license, he may be going to trial at some point for a civil suit. Potentially, maybe that could be him, his story, or maybe he's working with lawyers to get this, things dismissed. I don't know. I would imagine he's got some money left over, and I think he's paying for these interviews. That's my guess. I don't know why anyone would look at his social media profile and go, oh my God, this guy, we need to get our people on there. This is a person that we should align with and that is really going places. Like I said, this is like 0 comments. Like they're viewed under 10 times, under 100 times. Even Ed Millett can't get views on this channel, 52 views. Like, I'm not trying to make fun of views. I'm not saying like, oh my God, like what a loser. I'm just saying like, you're talking yourself up as if you're this expert, social media empire. God is providing me like the path. Like this to me signals, try something else. Let's see what Ed Millett has to say.
Talk about like awareness and mindfulness. Like we may never have the privilege to speak again, or we don't know what tomorrow brings. Just to be 100% aware and mindful and present, so to speak, does so much for relationships.
Scarcity is value. When you think you have 1,000 more conversations with your mom or dad, or your significant other, or your children, or your best friend, it's not so valuable. But what if you treat
So scarcity is good now? I thought we were only supposed to live in abundance. So now we're supposed to live in scarcity because that's actually more valuable?
This one sentence spoke about like awareness and mindfulness. Like we may never have the privilege to speak again, or we don't know what tomorrow brings. Just to be 100% aware and mindful and present, so to speak, does so much for relationships.
Scarcity is value. When you think you have 1,000 more conversations with your mom or dad, or your significant other, or your children, or your best friend, it's not so valuable. But what if you treated it like it was the last one? What would you say? What would I give right now for one more conversation with my dad?
Oh my God, he never stops talking about his dad. Like, we get it, bro. That's like his one thing that he's like, I'm going to share my vulnerabilities over and over and over again in every conversation so people feel bad for me because my dad died. It's like, okay, I get it. I do feel bad for you. But like the fact that it's used in all of your business pitches is very annoying. And it's also like, if you had so if every single time you were having the last conversation, wouldn't it be incredibly morbid to live your life? Like, I love you, I care about you, I'm gonna miss you. Like every single time you talk to a loved one, like you'd be insane. That's insane behavior.
And how much more precious would it be just to have one more time to talk to my favorite dude of all time? Man, you think I'd be checking my phone? You think I'd be going to text message? You think I'd be worried about my next meeting? And so the more scarce something is.
And also, I'm pretty sure he talked about his dad being an abusive alcoholic. So it's like, okay, everyone they all are in love with their parents, yet they talk about them like, oh yeah, they abused me for my whole life. I'm going to build an entire business around missing them. How do you, Paul? I'm talking to you. Okay, one more thing though. Let's look here. We'll just go through the website real quick and then we'll call it a day. How about that? We can all go back to work. All of our bosses need to be contacted and be like, I was busy. Okay, so we can buy a membership, which is something I can experience Craig for $897 a year or $90 a month. Sounds like a great deal. And if I pay this, I get access to transformative mindset and performance coach, keynote speaker, reinvention expert, host of the record-breaking podcast. What record? Tell me one record it's broken. The CLS experience and rising thought leader, Craig Siegel. Okay, you become part of the family, a growth-oriented support system of amazing human beings. Okay, so other people have bought this too. That's the pitch number one. Very weird pitch to have at number one. You get 3 weekly membership coaching calls a month with Craig, plus an occasional Sunday fun day coffee chat for networking. You gain access to juggernaut guest speakers, including celebrities, business moguls, and expert specialists several times a month, including opportunities for personal connection, exploration, and growth. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, let me go hang out with celebrities at Craig's membership page. Network with like-minded individuals as you grow your relationship capital through all of Craig's extensive network and resources. Okay. Learn tangible tools to take actionable steps that propel you towards your own personal reinvention. For example, removing limiting beliefs and exploding your personal brand. Early bird access to special pricing on programs, masterminds, retreats, and all other CLS premier services. And private personal access to Craig through our CLS Facebook group community and intimate invite-only Instagram and Facebook networking group chats. I'm in. Sign me up. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so glad you know what. Every 12 months, no refunds or exchanges. Cool. Got it. There was one. Oh yeah. Okay. This.
I couldn't be more excited to.
This is him giving the pitch. This will be the last thing. Him pitching his book. Okay.
I couldn't be more excited to officially announce. I'll seem a bit emotional right now. Our first, potentially only, book, The Reinvention Formula, with Wiley Publishing dropping August
potentially the last, the first and last book ever.
15th. My goodness. I know exactly what it feels like to know that you're here for something more than you're currently settling for. In fact, I spent about 13 years in that frequency until it occurred to me that I had a choice and I could buy in to a different story, different movie inside my head, if you will. And I successfully pivoted and reinvented myself in the pandemic and started CLS to what most people say they've never seen the amount of success in a short amount of time for it. But how did I do it? Well, that's the whole point of the reinvention.
I literally had no choice unless I wanted to go find another job in a different area where I'd make less money. And I'm comfortable with scamming, for sure. So the way I did it was I got a website, I started an Instagram, and I just started paying people to be on my show, probably. I'm assuming. Most of them do it for free because they're other business vultures. But the ones that are thrown in there that are more exclusive, I'll pay them. I'm sure that's not in the book, though.
Formula to take all the strategies, tactics, mindset, tangible tools, all put into one vessel. I'm so excited for you guys to read this. I'm so proud of it. I know it's going to help so many people.
Editing tip, editing life hack. Drop the sound of the music. It's too goddamn loud.
Additionally, we're announcing the most premier event we've ever launched. with some of the best speakers on the planet who, in my opinion, are the greatest at what they teach. And we're offering that to everybody. The only way to get access to it is as follows. Pre-order the book, The Reinvention Formula, right now. And you can redeem it with the confirmation and get access to our event. Most importantly, I can't wait to see the takeaways and the nuggets taken from this book and then applied. Reinvention is available to all of us when you're ready.
There's so many nuggets in this book.
Priceless, juicy nuggets.
There's so many nuggets in this book. That's what I said.
Priceless, juicy nuggets. We're going to get a little weird. You ready for me? There's literally no place in the world than I would rather be than right here with you.
Wow, that was a journey. The journey we've been on in this 3-hour vessel of time. This 3-hour journey that I have reinvented myself from being a Craig novice to a Craig medium knower. So I don't think Craig is being honest. I think Craig has a interesting relationship with the truth, I feel like. That's the vibe I get. I think Craig is not very successful. I think it's all, everything you can see, which is YouTube engagement, low, like nothing. Instagram, he's got a lot of followers, no engagement whatsoever. So I feel like those are bots or some sort of, I don't know what, nothing. There's just, someone has helped him get followers, but they haven't translated to actual engaged viewers. And I think his podcast, I haven't seen it. We can look, I guess, the CLS experience. Like, can you tell if it's been ranked anywhere? Because that itself, the podcast Instagram has 18,000 followers, but also 238 likes, 237, 700. Only some of them are allowed to like show the numbers. Jesse Lee's is on here, 254. So very low engagement with these numbers. So I feel like it's all a scam. It's all a scheme to make you think he's successful so that you spend $800 a month a year, $900 a year to join his Facebook group or whatever. Something is a $6,000 value, like Cultivate Lasting Symphony Inc. Here you go. Someone named Alex must be booking all his stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It's just very, he's got something. He's either delusional, which I think less so, and I think he's just lying about it all. Like, he's trying to fake it till you make it, going on everyone's podcast. Honestly, very similar to Dave Hollis style. Dave Hollis went on everyone's podcast. People who had like 10 views, 6 subscribers. They did apparently no research. He'd be on it. Him and Heidi would be on that podcast. They'd go everywhere. And they'd be in the car doing these and driving around, promoting the book. It's like, if you're such a successful entrepreneur that you are like valued at, $1,000 an hour, or in Ed Millett's case, $30,000 an hour, according to, his former client, Jesse Lee. Like, you wouldn't be spending your time doing podcasts for 5 viewers or 0 viewers. That doesn't make logical sense, business sense. Just if you are that successful at your business, you would be wanting to invest that time elsewhere. The fact that you are throwing yourself out there to do these like low level, podcasts that are just going to praise you the whole time and not ask you a critical question, it seems like a weird choice to me, for sure. So anyways, I'm going to look up all the information. I'm going to confirm that it's him, not some other Craig Landon Siegel. It seems like that information has legs. So thank you, JB, once again. You are the MVP of this stream and all streams for saying that to me. I appreciate it. And I'll work on like figuring out the numbers and like what happened from it. And maybe we can find someone that knew him. That would be amazing. And talk to them and see like what they have to say about Craig's new business ventures. I'd love to get some inside information. So I'll keep you updated on that. And I owe you a bunch of stuff. I feel like I owe you a video on Scentbird, Crazy Lady. I'm glad we got through that Monica Yates thing at the beginning. I'll probably cut that out and make that a little video. So if you're interested in that, just like these like slimy tactics that are being used, I think it's worth a watch. And yeah, podcast again, coming soon still. Cam and I are meeting, and we're going to start recording soon. And sorry, I'm getting a Slack message from my work, from my job, even though I'm off today. But not everyone knows I'm off because it's virtual. And yeah, thank you for joining me. Let me know if you like this time. I don't know if I can do it always on this date because, like I said, sometimes I do work on Fridays during the morning. So right now it's 3:15 Eastern, and I can't always be here for you guys to support you and to hold you and to love you and love on you and squirt all over you with my feelings and beliefs, but I'll do my best. So let me know if you like this time. And also I posted something on the community and I did not explain what the hell I was talking about. So I apologize. I'll make another one. To explain better, but we have actually let me check because maybe we are at the point where we can make a new emote because I know there was a lot of memberships that came in today. So let's see. Actually, let me just double check these. Okay, allegedly we need 17 more members to join. Oh, thank you, Honey Lore. Welcome. Honey Lore says, thank you, Keya. Too many nuggets. Oh, okay. There's never too many nuggets. And Philly Turn Texan, thank you so much. Philly Turn Texan says, Craig's nuggets are still better than Rachel's nuggets. I guess so. Rachel, what do you have to say about that? Is Craig's nuggets better than yours? I don't have it. Actually, Heidi, what do you have to say? What do you think about this?
No.
Rachel.
I speak Spanish pretty well. Pinchos.
Again, this podcast not sponsored by
Toyota Grand Highlander.
Also?
Am I the only one?
True, I am. Also, here's a little jingle for you all.
I took a pill in Ibiza. No, I didn't take any pills.
So 17 more members will get a new emote, but I would like to know basically what your ideas are for the emotes. Inside jokes, things that we could make into emotes, and then I can swap them out ever so often so that we can use them if you are a member. So I'll show you the post that I made. So, God, I'm like so zoomed in. So I said, any new emote ideas you're wanting to see, and then I put some. But these are already ones that exist. So I was just giving examples. There's a terrible so something like this. So if you have an idea for something to be created in the vein of this, let me know what you think. So this is Rachel being a hippie when she was going through her hippie phase. So for example, like if Rachel was talking about something woo-woo, people would use this in the chat essentially. Or if like there's a influencer wearing a big hat, you can use this. Red flag, tarot pops up. You get the idea. If we're talking about toilet gay, there's a toilet that's alarmed. Oh, okay. That's being cleaned. Cold. Thank you, Miss Katie Bell. Thank you. Welcome. So that's the idea. So I'll make another post and explain myself better because I was just, people were confused. They're like voting for them and saying like, yeah, I like this one. I'm like, okay, this one already exists. We need new ones, new ideas. So there you go. So that was my thoughts. We'll come up with them together because I think it's a group effort. It's a community practice. It's called, actually, that's how we'll end. We'll end with a meditation about the emotes. What do you like about the emotes? What inside jokes do you find funniest? And what would you like to see in an icon version? Dig deep into yourself and find it underneath. And thank you, Lindsay. Thank you so much for those gifted memberships. Thank you. You are bringing up
energy.
Energy. I'll check now to see how many members we still need to get to that emote number. And that just gives us one extra one, so we can have more. But that's basically how YouTube works. It works based on... Oh yeah, 10 more members needed between now and the next month when people's memberships fall off, because that's bound to happen and it's okay. But just to make sure that works in the system. Also, if you have 50 friends, tell them to subscribe to my channel so I can reach 20,000 subs. It doesn't really make a difference, honestly, because the way that the YouTube videos are discovered, it's based on your own, viewing habits. But I still feel good about myself to have 20,000 subs. So I would love for you to help me there. And I just want to say...
Oh, okay. Colts.
Today is the beginning of your new life. Or, if you're not a newborn, this may be the millionth day of your life. Either one.
Oh, okay. Colts.
Tomorrow is imminent. So live the way you want to. And no one wants to spend their days being scammed. So avoid all the gurus for as long as you can. Oh, and breathe out. Thank you, everybody. Okay, I'm gonna do the end of the song, singing adventure, and then I'll see you next week. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye. Oh yeah. Rebecca J. Kelly, author. Can't forget that. It's raining a little bit outside. It's important to remember that on these cozy days. And we curl up with the book written by Rebecca J. Kelly. And we relax. And have some casual pasta. That's the best comfort food. Maybe with a little bit of cheese. Rainy kiddin', we already have the rain in the sky. Who you kidding? You brought yourself to the cozy party. Add a little thunder and we'll be good down under, Baby Rupert's dad. You would never make me sad, only glad. Call my dad. He says, who are you? Oh my God. I will never get through. That's like a real rap. DD. She just wants to be free. Or he. Or they. I don't judge either way. It's okay. Just don't make me call you baby. Lillian Massey. Or Maisie. Like a daisy. Like a flower. Flower power. That's how I live my life. In the garden of flowers. Back to the music. That was short. Heather DeMaio, thank you so much. I saw you in the chat. You are all that and a bag of chips. Am I right? Lay's only. Or maybe Doritos. I don't eat no Fritos. Mary. Mother Mary. Oh, how contrary. You would never sin. And And you got a plan to take your life in the direction that you're going in to become who you've meant to be. Sit under a tree and contemplate what Craig has to say. Joms. Thank you for always being here. You're so funny and great. Amazing. Joms. Make me jump in my seat and go up for a treat. I wanna get dessert, but I only have meat. I hate that. Didn't put it on the counter. What is that? But when I do, I'm not hungry for that. And then I go to Chick-fil-A. Unless it's Sunday. Hey. Lisa B. Lisa B. Thanks for following me. I appreciate it. I really do. I hope that you feel that from me and that it's true. Heather Hope. Like, is this scalable? No, it's not scalable. This is very personalized. That's the way I like it, okay? If we scale, it's gonna take 6 hours, but what the hell? If I got 1 million of you supporting me like you do, I guess I'll be happy rapping for 6 hours. Boo. El Cholo's kid. Through life you will not skid. You will go slow and safe and calm. Because I told you so when it's okay. If you sometimes make mistakes, but you won't. If you follow my reinvention formula. Step 1, hire Jenna Cash to do your lash. You will be so happy in a flash. Starry Nights. Thank you for the gifted memberships. You are shining in my life and not providing me any strife. Thankfully. I hope that there are so many starry nights in your future. And Lindsay Walden. You will never be Walden. You have unlimited choices because Source is downloading all the time in your favor. You're so divine. Do you like wine or grapes? Hot takes? You're in the right place. Tiffany, you got a blue box with a bow and a heart locket. Craig's case is coming up on the docket. Will he go free? Or will it be covered by me? Both. Okay, let's see if we can get through it. The next group and the last song. I like this song though, it's got a good beat. Carasoto. You're the Dorothy to my Toto. Thanks for supporting me and helping me rap on YouTube for free. Well, it ain't really for free because you guys all support me and this is part of the treat. More for me than you sometimes. Some are rough, but hopefully it's enough. You know what I mean? Crystal G. You're just here for the tea, but that's okay. Me too. We saw a lot of hot piping tea today. No views. That's a rarity these days. Alaska Blue Tundra. It's burr, burr, burr. It's cold in here. I said there must be some Craigs in the atmosphere. Cold hearted. Who farted? Sorry, it was me. I'll throw that one in for free. Chels Marie. Do you like the fart jokes? Or do you like me? A console. You are like Rapunzel. Put down your hair. I won't even go nowhere. I promise. I'll be back next week. Nicole Campbell. Isn't that sweet? It makes me weak. With an A. Cheech. No way. Cheech and Chong all day long. Took him to the store and he got a bong. Hey! Okay. Thank you, Candy Dragon. Thank you. I had to join to get my name on the next video song. Candy Dragon. I'll be dragging my songs on for longer, and I hope you will join. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Goodbye.